All right, stags and does, welcome in to another one of my streams. Hello, hi, my name is Redthedeer, and I'm so happy you guys are here. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, every single one of you. It is one day before the Curse of Tech, and we have a lot to do to get ready for that. So I'm currently on my mage, because that's going to be the main character that I play throughout all of the Curse of Tech. If you don't know what main character you're playing at this point, you have a week to decide, because there's going to be a lot of balanced patch notes from Tuesday all the way to next Tuesday. So the next 8 days, probably every day, there's going to be some type of balanced patch notes that come out, especially after the Mythic Race of World first gets underway. The following week, there will be tons of changes. So if you aren't sure on what main you want to start playing, then just stick it out. Wait a little bit. You're going to have plenty of time to catch up for the rest of the season, but you definitely want to make sure that you do have a main character selected. This is going to be whatever spec or character you think is going to be the most fun to play in Curse of Tech for yourself, either seasonally or just overall. I'm going to be leveling up my hunter overall because I love my hunter, but they're not really going to be that strong as it seems. So I'll be leveling up an arcane mage as a seasonal character instead. The way that I see this going down tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a crazy stream. All right, we are literally going live the moment that the servers go live, and we are starting a 37-minute like-a-thon activation. That means every single person that likes the stream during that time will extend the stream by 1 second. If there's 10 people in chat, which I would be extremely happy about, we would be extended by hours, maybe even days from that one like-a-thon activation. Every single time after that, it will be activatable. It could be a crazy week-long stream like we did last time. We shall see. I don't know how motivated everyone's gonna be. I can't say that it is my birthday because it's not, but it is my birthday week. And I turned 30 on Saturday, my big dirty 30. We're gonna be probably playing World of Warcraft all the way till then. So I challenge community and everyone at home. If you want me to stream until Saturday, you have the power and capability to do so starting tomorrow whenever the servers go live. Set your alarms for whenever they're getting close and hop into chat. We'll be going live about an hour before. We'll start the like-a-thon the moment the servers actually go live and we are able to log in. But what are we supposed to do until then, chat, you ask? And I have answer. We are going to be setting up our character for the entire seasonal reset. This means, for me, a lot of different things than it means for other people. The very first thing that I want to do is I want to look at what I should still try to accomplish. So let me see if I can pull this up in a way that you guys can see it. Probably not, because World of Warcraft doesn't let you move your freaking things around. All right, I'll just go ahead and maybe one last try. Nope, it's all the way on the right. All right, let's just move you. We are live on multiple platforms, so if you guys are interested in seeing the gameplay from multiple different platforms, or a more horizontal full screen version, you know exactly where to find that. The purple app. Okay, so here we go. This is basically our seasonal journey track. If you guys haven't been using your book, then you've not been doing things really well, okay? This should be your motivational factor for your seasonal goals, outside of like stuff that's tracked on different pages like your Mythic Plus rating or just your raid completion being tracked independently. This is what you should have gotten done if you just played and did all the exploratory content, okay? So this is gonna be all for the reputations that they introduced. I'm not done with the Harati yet. I don't know if you guys heard our podcast. I'm not that big of a fan of the Harandar zone, so I have definitely not spent a lot of time there. I'm gonna go see if I have a weekly that I can do that might be able to get us our final little bit of rep, or if there's gonna be world quests while we're killing rares and getting treasures, because those also have reputation drops with them. We're also 4 out of 8 on our ritual sites, which means we did not do really any of the content that came out in 12.07. That's going to be the 2 zones that you get to go invade and do a bunch of quests in. That is also going to be the actual ritual sites themselves, like the horrific visions style gameplay content. And that is going to be the incursions or the assaults or whatever they're called. The voids attacking either Everson Woods or Zolomon, and you have to go protect them. Basically go to an area, kill a bunch of things, and then kill a boss. So we need to do a lot more of those to be able to finish up the season. Actually, you know what's really funny? You guys have a better view on TikTok for the first time ever. Thank you for letting me know on Purple app. You guys couldn't see it because it was hidden behind my webcam. So you guys can see I'm just 4 out of 8 on ritual sites. The next bit of this is also going to be hard for Purple app to see, so I'll move it over. You have to do your delve up to level 10 and your prey up to level 10. There's some really nice mounts and some really cool collectibles for your house, as well as companion items and transmog that you will get if you finish up your level 10 journeys. So you have to go to the vendor, make sure you do purchase the items and you have the currency to do so. But I strongly recommend you finish up your delves and you finish up your prey season 1. Both of those are spammable to be able to complete the journey. If you don't do that, you're going to be missing out on one and only time opportunity purchasable mounts. Okay, a lot of those seasonal ones, like the prey ones, may not be available for purchase next season, so this is going to be something that you want to get done now. If you haven't already done that or completed it, double check on your journal page. I've done those. So what we're going to focus today is ritual sites, the Harati reputation, and resetting my character actually. So I always like to, when I get to resetting my character in actual game, the first thing I want to do is always clear out my bags from stuff that I don't need. This is going to be the time that I go through and read every item and decide whether or not that item is vital for me to take to the next expansion, or if they're going to go away on their own. So we can see here, these are all the things that are sellable. Please do not move. I'm doing a really good intro right now. So we're going to go through. I've got some potions that I've recently started making because I have started leveling up my professions. We'll get to professions, but I am currently doing alchemy and herbalism. So I have some potions that I might want to maybe try to sell. Doesn't look like they sell for a lot of gold at all. So we're not going to be able to sell any of those. We have our void cores, which are going to go away at the end of the season. Anything that says season 1. Here, let me bring you guys back over. Whoop. Anything that says season 1 is going to be gone on Tuesday. That will be disappeared from your bags. Poof. The Blizzard GMs are going to come in the middle of the night, but instead of like Santa Claus, they're going to be taking away the gifts, taking these things away from you. You're going to see currencies gone. There's going to be a lot of stuff in your bags that will go away as well. So this will be our upgrade system. I don't know if I have anything else to upgrade because I have, you know, my offhand upgraded, my main weapon upgraded, my 2 trinkets upgraded. If I got a new trinket, I could upgrade it. If I got a new main hand, I could upgrade it. I'm not going to be farming gear though. I'm already satisfied with my gear level. So we're not going to be selling any of those. I do have a beacon of hope that I could go use. So maybe we'll do a delve, maybe hopefully a Harandar delve to get some reputation for Harandar. I've got some traps from the prey system I'm not going to need anymore. I've got some quest items here, but they all look like they have to do with Darkmoon Fair. The thing I just deleted is the transfer quest for the heritage armor, which I've done like 17 times. All right, anything that doesn't sell for more than like 10 gold a piece, I'm not even going to bother with. I could sell these recipes for a lot. That recipe sells for 2k. Make sure that's not a recipe that you use on any of your other characters. I only have jewel crafting, enchanting, and alchemy. That is a jewel crafting, but I know I have that one already, so I don't got to worry about it. Practical pork, I could do some cooking stuff. We'll get into professions, but yeah, Sunfire, Silk Bolts, definitely want to sell. The Arcana Weave sells. You want to get rid of those now, or hold on to them until the Mythic Plus season drops. Do not sell them next week at all. They will not be purchased next week. No one's going to be putting on enchants and getting crafted gear next week. It'll be the week after when they release the actual second piece of the sparks. You need 2 sparks to craft every piece of gear, so no one should be crafting gear next week. Unless they give us 2 right off the bat, which would be really cool, but I don't think they're going to do that. I'm so freaking hyped for this patch though. I've already done a playthrough of the... Ooh, I just put that on for 75. That's fine, I don't care. I just did a playthrough of the actual campaign, so when we go through tomorrow, it's going to be pretty chill. I'm not going to be diving that deep into the lore or reading all the quests even. We're probably just going to be auto-accepting and just blitzing through it. If you guys want to see my reactions and what it looked like when I went through the campaign, go check that out on my YouTube. That's on Redthedeer VODs. You can watch the entire VOD in entirety, pick it up, put it down, pause it, start it whenever you want to. That's all going to be on the YouTubes. And we do post all of our VODs, at least the ones that I think are worthy of posting, on the YouTube, so you guys will never miss a beat. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. If you guys are here and you are enjoying the stream, please consider following, sticking around, hanging out. I've got a lot of information to give out, and you're not going to want to miss it. So we've already talked about what your goal and focus should be for this last day. Trying to finish up the journal page. We now talked about when you want to start resetting your character, the first thing you want to do is clear out your bags. Moving on to the third step. Now is the time to reevaluate your talents. This is going to sound like a chore, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to. But I would go through and read and make sure you understand all of your talents that as they stand now and get a good memorization of this. Because when Tuesday hits tomorrow at reset, you're going to have different talents. And instead of needing to read all of them on reset day, where you just want to get right into the content and go, instead of spending an hour doing it then, it's smart to spend an hour doing it now. So this will help you understand the changes from your class to your next class, okay? We're currently in Frost, but we're going to be playing Arcane all day today. And we're going to go through... I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it on stream, but yes, I would recommend you do this. You go through and you read all of the talents. And then when the changes happen on Tuesday, that is when you're going to understand, oh, these talents have changed. What are my new ones? And then you have a full picture of your new talent layout. You also can just copy them from Wowhead. Or you can have fun and play the game. I don't know. You do you. You do you. So we're going to play Arcane. We've gone through our talents. Now we want to go through, and this is how I reset my character fully, our collections. Red, why do you care about your collections? That doesn't matter. Well, young Padawan. Also, shit, I never even saw the mage set for this season. Yeah, it kind of looks like shit. Not gonna lie. I'm glad I didn't farm that. Here, you guys can shit on it too. I mean, that looks cool. That's like a warlock set. The mythic set's really the only one that looks like a mage to me. I love the white on this one though, but it looks more like a priest because of the purples. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't farm that too much. I really recently did level up this mage. Like, this mage is brand new. So, go to your collections, and you're going to go to mounts. This is what I like to do. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. And I will remove every favorited mount. All of my mounts that I obtained that season were in my favorites. They all get some time to shine. Every time that I use my favorite, it's going to have a chance to pull them up. That way, all of my new mounts always get used. But to help clear that out and motivate me to get more mounts, I clear this out. All but one flying, one ground, and one aquatic. So Chad, I'm gonna need your help on this one. We're gonna go through each of these, and you guys just basically, collectively, we're gonna say smash or pass. I'm gonna say smash or pass, and then we'll either save it or not save it. And then we'll have a final toppings, and then we'll get down to our flying mount, our ground mount, and our aquatic mount that we will be taking in to season 2. A Lunera, I love. This mount's one of my favorite mounts. I earned it in the War Within. I made a video on it in the War Within. I love representing that. Also, it's a good plug. I'm going to say smash. Has to smash. This gets a chance to be in the finals. We did use it for all of season 1, and it obviously transferred over already from the War Within. So this is one that we've had for a long time. I'd be willing to go a different direction, but I love this frickin' mount. Ancestral Warbearer. Ooh, let's turn my graphics all the way up while we do this, huh? Because that looked like a little pixelated. See if this actually makes us lag or not. We did have to turn it down a while ago, but that was on a 22-hour stream. So hopefully we can turn it back up because my computer's not melting itself while streaming that long. Not until next week. As I say that, it doesn't load back up. There it goes. Okay, we're good. So now we go to our collections. I'm going to pass on a Lunera. I'm going to, or smash a Lunera, and I'm going to pass on the Ancestral Warbearer. This is the one that every single person got because it's from the treasure chest. It is a really cool mount when it wants to be visible and showcase its awesome, cool armor. But it also feels like we've had this mount before, and because everyone got it, I'm going to smash. Removing favorite. Can I see these, please? Maybe the preview will show up? I mean, we can always just mount on it, but I don't know if it's going to actually pop. Maybe I do have to reduce my... There we go. I have to force it to load up the pixels. Okay. I love this mount. I think this is very good. We got this from Insurmountable Collection. This is when we earned, I think, 500 mounts total. They gave us the Purple Owl. And I think I earned that in the middle of Season 1. So this one, I think, would be a really cool one to take to Season 2. Now, we also have to consider thematics. We're going into a big old snaky poison place. So I think it'd be cool to have a thematic transmog and mount to go into there. So I think, actually, I'm going to smash both of those two so we get a final saying, but yeah. Ooh, the Pseudo Shell Snail we earned this season. That was from the trading post. I actually love this ground mount. I think it's good size for the Draenei. You're not going to get stuck indoors, and it totally matches the zone's vibe. I'm going to smash. The Arcanavoid Construct matches the transmog perfectly with the set that I'm currently using, but we are going to pass. The Badlands Buzzard. This is also from the trading post this month, actually. This is the newest mount to the collection. It's just a buzzard. I didn't think that there was anything too special with it, considering we got like the dad and mom version of this with the Karen that we got. These guys, like obviously this buzzard blows this buzzard out of the water. And it's a trading post, so we're going to remove favorite. We have another trading post mount here. This is from July. This is the Bilgewater Extreme Firework Rocket. And it's pretty cool. It flies really well, but I just don't like those trading post mounts that much. Removing favorite. We have the Blessed Amani Burrower. This is from doing the Abundances as much as I did, even though it was as good of a system as it was. We did earn the mount for this. So I think that's pretty cool, and it matches the Zolaman area. It's unique to the expansion, so I will smash on this for right now. Yeah, smash the Armadillo for sure. The Pangolins are a great model. That's so unique to this season. I love it. The Bonestead of Bloodshed. Bonestead of Bloodshed. This is from Remix Legion. This was the one that we brought over into season 1. It's pretty cool. This is just a ground mount. Surprisingly, it doesn't fly, but it is a Headless Horseman remodel. Is this going to beat the Burrower or the Pseudo Shell? I mean, it's a good mount, but we already brought it over one season, and I think just by that alone, we have to smash, or we have to pass. I would love to smash. I think that's one of my favorite ground mounts in the game, but we'll bring it back on a different season. Remove favorites. All right, do we want to even give the Karen a shot if it's black, or do we want to just automatically take the white one? I think we'll take, I mean, we'll leave it up there for the finals. We'll leave it up there for the finals. Let's do, actually sort this so we're not looking at multiple sets at the same time. None, let's go to flying. So this will be all of our flying mounts first. I think of these two, I'm going to go ahead and pass on a Lunera. Go watch the video if you guys want to earn this mount. It's a beautiful mount, but we brought it over from season 1 already. So this is going to be a tough one between those two so far, but I'm going to hold on to it just to see what the white one looks like. Cloudborn Razorwing, that's a pass. Sorry, we don't even have to talk about that mount. That mount sucks. This mount, we're going to talk about it for half a second. This mount sucks. Like, I know a lot of people like the stuff that came from Korthia. Like, I know a lot of people like Korthia. It was a really cool zone. It had some really unique beast models. But, like, come on. With what we're doing right now at Midnight, there's a lot better mounts. There's a lot better mounts. That's a solid pass. We have the Cobalt Dragonhawk, which we got from our Everson Rares. This is actually a mount that a lot of people do not have. And I think is just gorgeous. And it's so cool that it dropped from the rares. I need to go out and actually farm my other 6, the other 2 from the other 3 zones. But damn it, I love this one so much. Probably one of my favorite Dragonhawks. It's just iconic, man. It is so beautiful. Smash for sure. I'm getting those mixed up. Hold on. Let's take a second. So I no longer make mistakes. Why can't I talk? Why can't I talk? All right. Take a second. We got this. That's crazy. Baby bumper, whatever, that voice drill that everyone does. Okay. The carpet mount, they're kind of iconic if you're a tailor, and this one looks really good with the high res. It's from the trading post, and again, I don't really like the trading post mounts all that much. It's really cool, but with what they're competing with, we're only taking one of these mounts to the next expansion. This is not going to be it. We're going to pass. How much will Mr. Pandaria be available? How much longer do you think? They're gonna announce either Warlords of Draenor Classic or the death of Mr. Pandaria Classic. They're gonna announce one of those two things at BlizzCon. So you have at least 4 more weeks no matter what. But when BlizzCon happens, they're gonna say, hey, we're no longer progressing the Classic servers. Instead, we're doing Classic Plus. Right, that's what I'm expecting the announcement to be. If they announce Warlords of Draenor Classic, that would be crazy, in my opinion. You guys might disagree, but I think that would be crazy. If they do announce it, then it won't be at least the end of October before they release it. So you at least have, I'm going to guess, on max, 3 months of Mr. Pandaria still to go earn all the things you want to get.
And Classic Plus is TBC?
Classic Plus will be a completely reset version of the game that will have a lot more additions to it. So Classic and Hardcore and Anniversary are all Classic hashtag no changes. No changes, please. Ever don't touch my baby. It's the same baby I've always wanted. And then Classic Plus is like, yo, but that baby could be an Android.
Thank you.
That baby could be an Android. And it would be cool if it was an Android, wouldn't it be? We turn down the TTS just a bit. Anyways, continuing with the Smasher Pass to bring in our next mount. Okay, so now here's our first real, like, comparison. This is the Keystone Legend mount. This is what you got for getting 3K. 12s across the board. Great mount. I love the, like, skull and, like, the flesh being peeled back from it. It's so metal. It's such a hardcore mount. The chest bursting open. And it was a really cool reward to get Keystone Legend. So I think if we were going to take either of the Karen, it's going to always be the white one. So we can remove the black one for now. But I just don't know if this is going to beat out the Dragonhawk. It will beat out Anshula. I don't think Anshula has anything to do with this expansion. So I want to take one from the expansion. So now we're between the Cobalt and the Karen. But let's keep going. The Crimson Dragonhawk. Red. How could you not do red, bro? We are playing an Arcane Mage. So keep that in mind too. We might want to make a transmog that matches everything. The Crimson Dragonhawk. All right, so you get this just from completing the reputation of the Silverman Court. It's pretty good. Oh no, this is from Glyph Hunter. Sorry, the Scarlet Fiery Dragonhawk is from the reputation. So this is from getting every glyph by flying around the zones and collecting them. It's pretty good. Is it better than the red one? Or the blue one? Yeah, it is. I like the way it looks more. I don't care that the Cobalt was harder to get. I like the way that the red one looks more. And it won't matter because we're probably taking the Fiery anyways. Elder Glowmite, this mount. Let's be honest, this mount sucks. I mean, it's cool, but like my dress covers its face, bro. And then the freaking Scaly does too. I love this mount. I just wish that the saddle was like maybe further back or something, like behind the wings. Because it just feels like I'm on his shoulders. And I don't know. I don't really like the way that the mount model looks. Or the mounting looks. I love the model though. I think the moth is really cool. So we go ahead and pass, for sure pass. Elven Arcane Guardian, chat, don't be shy to type in your smashes or passes as well. What mount would you bring into next season if you could only bring one? Definitely gonna pass. Gonna pass on the Guardian. I don't think it's gonna beat out the Dragonhawk or the Carrion. All right, Fantastic Goblin Wave Shredder. This was the promotional mount that they released in Season 1 for the Fantas. If you went to the website, if you bought a Fanta and scanned a QR code and went to the website, you type in the code and then you got the mount. It was a really cool promotion. They haven't done an IRL one like that in a long time. So I was pretty happy when they did. And I don't necessarily love the mount. I wish that you shot Soda. Like, if you're going to be this silly, just freaking commit and go full Fortnite and shoot Soda as like the jet streams behind you and make the canisters Fanta bottles. You know, like if you're gonna do it, commit. I get that they still wanted to like leave it as like that would be too much branding. Like, holy crap, what a deal of a lifetime for Fanta to have their logo in the game forever. It's still a cool promotion. I just don't think it's gonna make it to next season. So pass. The Fiery Dragonhawk. Okay, now we gotta be really precise here. Is the Fiery Dragonhawk better than the Crimson Dragonhawk? So that one's definitely way more orange, way more traditional, but the Crimson is actually red. Red and black, that white sort of pink feather midline. And then the Fiery is just like a traditional Firehawk. Which one do we like more? What's our smash here? The Fiery or the Crimson? It's tough. The Fiery has one downside for me, and I think you guys can guess it.
Crimson.
You like Crimson? I like Crimson too. Fiery has too much horde influence. You know what I mean? I am an Alliance Draenei. I feel like literally flying the mount of the enemy is kind of tough. So for that reason, we pass on the Scarlet or the Fiery, and we go to the Crimson. That'll be our contender for beating out the Carrion later on. Thank you for the heart me, Jen. Welcome in, welcome in. Our lab-grown Storm Ray. This is from Staring into the Void. This was the completing the major campaign. Pass. It's a cool mount. It was cool while it lasted. Pass. We're not even going to mount on the light forged pissed suit. This was just one that I got after technically season 2 or the Midnight was released. So This was the pre-release mount. The what do they call those? Pre-patch? This was the pre-patch mount, and it sucks. But it was part of the season, so it kept it the whole time. Removing that mount, we have the Lightwing Dragonhawk. This one's controversial. This is from the promotional Epic Edition of buying Midnight. We actually got the entire Collector's Edition. You guys can see all of my lovely WoW boxes are on top, and Midnight is up there with them. So this one's controversial because a lot of people, this is like a buy to win mount, if you will. I love it though, man. It is so pretty. It is so pretty. It does have that horde influence again, but it's just such a good looking mount. I don't care what anyone says. Like, it sucks that it came from a money standpoint, but damn it, was it not worth it? This mount was worth every dollar of those. New patch is not live yet. We're setting up for it, going through smash and pass of all of my mounts to see which one we want to take into the next expansion. So when I do a character reset, I reset my whole character. All of my saved sets, my favorites, all of my mounts, my companions, those all get reset to be only one. So I'm motivated to go get more mounts in the next season, and it also kind of is a cool reset factor. So I think we're going to pass on the Lightwing. It's good, but we've had it for a long time. The Peridot Dragonhawk. Ooh, so fun. Actually matches the vibe of the Coiled Isle. Uh-oh. I like it a lot. This is for doing the Midnight campaign, the finalized mission of the Midnight campaign, killing Lura on any difficulty gave you this mount, basically. I like it. Do I like it more than the Crimson, though? Is this a smash or pass right here? I like it more than I like the Crimson, especially for the green Coiled Isle patch. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and commit that the Peridot is the current finalist. I really like this mount, especially for the thematic of us going to the Poison Land. This is going to be really cool. I could see a transmog matching too. Like, look at the little green poison bubbles. It's almost like we got a prelude for completing this campaign of what the next patch was going to be all the way back then. And I think that's really cool. So we're going to hold on to the Peridot. Let's go to a little bit more prettier of a landscape, shall we? Okay. Damn it. Stop holding that down. Left mouse only now, Red. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I like the Peridot. I think that looks so good. I think that looks so good. So that's going to be my finalist right now. What is this person doing up here? Oh, that's a person. Oh, am I getting stream sniped right now? No, it's fine. I think I came up to where they were. Remove favorites. Okay. We have the Prey Seeker's Hubris, which was for getting level 6 of the Prey system. It's a really cool mount. I think it matches this season very well, but it's not better than the Peridot. It isn't. It's just not. It's cool though. I like it a lot. I like the Mana Worm mounts. We have the Retained Sky Razor. This is from the pre-patch as well. Massive bug. Nice little say goodbye to a Noobathek, or a Noob Surek. Pretty good. Very cool. But goodbye, you're definitely getting past. We have the Ruby Spore Glider. This was pretty fun. This is from the Peculiar Cauldron. This is a bit of a grind. It's basically a treasure that you have to collect those embers in the river from. And yeah, that was a fun little grind, but it is not going to be better than the Peridot. Maybe we'll bring it back though, because that one, if like the next zone we go to is very fire infused or whatever, this would be a really cool mount to bring over there. Not for a poison area though. Seasbarg, we don't even got to worry about it. See you later. We have the Silver Moon Arcane Defender. Pass. Way too horde influenced. For all the hordes out there, I'm sure you like it, but that is a pass. We have the Spring Butterfly, which was a Love is in the Hair mount. If you got enough coins, you got this brand new mount for Love is in the Air. This is a holiday mount. Yeah, it's pretty cute. I mean, for a holiday mount, it looks great. Very Wizard 101. We have the Vicious Snapvine. This is from the trading post way back in, I think, May. And it was pretty cool. They did like a whole gardener set that whole season, or that battle pass, and that was fun. Pass though. Actually, you know what? We could actually wombo combo. If we take the Snapvine and we take the Snail Mount, those both came from that, and we could do a whole like overgrown garden aisle type of theme. Is it better than the Peridot? No, it's not. Let me go up a little bit. It's not. It's not. Vicious Snapvine is definitely worse. Remove favorite. This is the Void Light Surger. This is the one that swaps between the light and the void all the time. If we were going to take one of them, it would be this one, but we're going to remove both of those. And that means our mount that we are taking in, our only flying mount for all of Season 2 to start, will be the Peridot Dragonhawk. It matches the theme, and I think it is absolutely stunning, iconic to the expansion, not really that much horde influence, and I was gifted this for being a hero.
Good choice.
I think that's a good freaking mount. That is our flying mount going into Season 2. Let's go to ground mounts now. One ground, or one flying, one ground, and one aquatic is what we do. We probably have a lot more ground mounts to go through. So right now, this is our finalist contender. All of the mounts will be competing with our lovely little grassy snail. This also came out from that same trading post with the vine, but this one's way better. The only thing I don't like is that the flowers are eyes, because if you like just look at them as flowers, it's kind of actually pretty cool, but then you see them as eyes and it makes the mount seem really creepy. Like look just at the pollen of the flower, and you can kind of like see the eyeball, and then you're like, ooh, yeah, those are moving around way too much. Those are kind of awkward. That's the only thing I don't like. But other than that, it's fine. And honestly, it's kind of silly that is. So do we think the Burrower is just as good as the Pseudo Show? Which one do we like more here, chat? I've got my opinion. Because remember, think about the next patch. We're going to Curse of Ulatek, very Zulaman influenced zone. I like this one more. I think the Pseudo Shell gets passed. I think this is a more thematic fitting. It's got the nice greens. It's pretty cool. The Cerulean Hawkstrider. This is the one that drops off of any rare in Eversun Woods. Pretty green. Kind of matches our Dragonhawk. But it's not better than the Amani Shell. It's really cool, but it's not better. We have the Crimson Silvermoon Dragonhawk. This is for the reputation with Everson, doing the soiree and everything. Yeah, it's a really good mount. I love that mount. I love that I have Dragonhawks now on this toon. The Emerald. Ooh, we could match. Do we have to do any more? I think we just match it. Right? We have to. We're taking the Peridot. We take the ground mount that matches. And then we make a green transmog. For sure. I'm going to keep the Amani Burrower as well. I think that's a good grab. The Ivory Grimlynx is also a really good mount, though. I just like this mount baseline. I think it's freaking sick. Probably the best one to come out of the ground era. Remove. Ooh, we have the Lucid Hawkstrider. This drops out of Magister's Terrace. We could make a really cool white transmog. What if we just take all of the Hawkstriders? Is that cheating? We have the stupid Relinquished Scarlet Charger from doing the Erator quest chain. I hate this mount. I think it looks so bad. The Riding Turtle from Landros TCG. I think we brought that over from another one. The Spectral Hawkstrider. See, I actually don't like this mount that much. I think I clipped through it too much in the dress. Like, I can see my leg through his wing. And I think that's with the other Hawkstriders too, but with the Ghost, it's like super apparent. I'm gonna remove. I'm gonna also remove the Lucent. We're gonna stick with just the green one for right now. Ooh, the Untamed Grove Crawler. This was from a cache in Hardar. This is a treasure that you can go get just by clicking on a random box. Really good mount. I think the bulb is really cool. And let's go Axe. It's cool, but it doesn't match the season. The Vicious Snap Lizard is the Vicious Saddle for Season 1. If you haven't earned your PvP saddle yet, this is the mount that you will get. It's okay. I don't think it has a lot to do with the expansion. Like, it's not Void or Light themed, and it's not really Everson's themed. It is a dragon or basilisk from Zolaman, but it just doesn't look like one. Like, it doesn't have, like, the runes and stuff all over it, so it's kind of weird. We have the Chlorosaurus, which is actually a really cool mount. I like both of the Rhino mounts. They're Kodo models, so if you've ever wanted a Kodo model on your Alliance character, this was a really cool equivalent. We're moving favorite, we're passing. The purple, our last choice here. It is better than the pink, but it is going to be passed. Wait. Is it? It's really cool. Yeah, it's not better. If we're only taking one. If we're only taking one, it's not going to be better. So remove favorite, and I'm going to allow myself to keep the Amani Burrower because it's a very Zul'Aman based mount zone. So I will allow myself 2 of the ground mounts. All right, now we go to aquatic mounts. Type. Click aquatic, go up. I don't think we actually got any new aquatic mounts this season. We didn't. We were using our turtle. So let's go ahead and see if we have any troll-based aquatic mounts. This is where we go back and grab one sometimes. All the otters are adorable, obviously. Ooh, the behemoth is kind of cool. I love the goldfish. The goldfish is so nice. Purple app has like been struggling with this whole segment. I'm sorry. Yellow scouting, yellow war, and then that is it. So we actually really only have thematically maybe this guy. I don't have a lot of aquatic mounts. Maybe we should go farm some. Ooh, wait, hold on. I didn't even see this guy. Perfect. He's a green ferret. Oh, he looks like Dun Dun. Yo, we actually found one. Okay, that's so W. Now we just got to make a transmog that's green. Last but not least, see what transmogs we already have unlocked and if any of them kind of like fit that system, especially that we got from last season. But we can go deeper if we need to. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to see it, aren't I? We also need to look at a weapon. Okay. And if we went to weapons, what weapon could we use? Ooh, really? That green doesn't match then. Do we want to commit to Argus, or do we want something actually from the season? Something troll based. That's a staff? Dude, that's a freaking pole arm. What are we doing? There's a really cool wand. The Sinister Hand. It's kind of more Legion based. Dang, nothing really is that green here. There we go. That's, oh, I guess that's from Maldraxxus. If we're gonna go that far back. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. Do we have a set that is more troll based? Surely. Interesting. Guess not. Really? I thought for sure there was like a troll civilian set that we already unlocked. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That could look good. No, it's like a rogue. That is kind of fun though. We have this one as well. That's kind of more in line with like what maybe an Alliance or a mage would wear. All right, let's go further back. We're looking for something green. Specifically something that we got a full set of. To give that set some time to shine. Nah. I don't like it. I don't like it for mage. It doesn't look that good for mage. That could be kind of cool. That looks like we're corrupted. It won't match the mount. You're right, though. We have to consider the mounts. Okay, so the mounts are very blood, like actually from the expansion. So let's just go look at some of these. I think this actually might be it. Like, I like how there's blues tied in this. This is like an Alliance green mage. Like, it looks like a Silver Covenant, you know what I mean? The green is good. All right, let's rock the green. Let's see what that actually ends up looking like. Hey, buddy. Sets.
I have all the tools necessary to adjust the appearance of your weapons.
Ooh, wait, hold on.
Shall we begin?
This is what the one that we said that we liked. But what staff are we bringing? Also, we gotta change the tabard for sure. Maybe we can get troll out of the tabard somehow. I'm an alliance character, so I can't use like any troll tabard. I'm trying to think of like a neutral troll faction. The green dragon tabard's actually kind of nice there. Maybe just like rock the SIO tabard. Where is the SIO tabard? There it is. Oh my god, our tabard is so dumb. What do you mean? Oh, our tabard looks atrocious. I need to go through and see if we can update that bad boy. It looks so bad compared to some of the tabards nowadays. I guess just because it's so low res. That's tough. Okay, I don't like this staff. Ooh, interesting. I don't know if I like the staff. What's up, Shorty? Welcome in. See, that's very troll-based, and it's not too far off. Or we could go like supernatural staff, like Gandalf. We're playing an arcane mage. We have to remember that as well. So we should get a staff that has like arcane influence. Thanks for whispering. I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good. Today's a good day. I could be more hyped for the expansion next season. Tomorrow, baby. Do we go something super basic?
Was running some 16s last night.
Nice. We got some people that are running some 16s that need some help to get 3.4k. I would get a hold of Ashes on the Discord and see if they want to run some. If you're still trying to do some more. That looks pretty good. That's definitely a druid staff, but damn it, it looks good. It's got to be arcane based, but like a green arcane. Yes. Yes. Yo. Okay. Now let's go through our shoulders. See if we can customize this better. Let's see if we can find some green crystals. Are we lucky enough to get some green crystal? Whoa, I love those. Holy crap. What? That's freaking so sick. I forgot I had those. Green crystals. That's going to be very Legion based. It matches the color though.
And that dentist now about to get a root canal.
I need those to be gold. That sucks. Root canals are tough. Hopefully I can make you laugh and not feel the pain later on in the day. We're going to be streaming for most of the day today. So I'm so sorry you're going through that, but you know, be strong. Your mouth needs it and you're going to be better off for it. But dentists suck. I hate the shots. I can't deal with like that initial pain. It really sucks. I'm a wimp when it comes to pain, bro. See, like that's too Legion. No, maybe? No? I hate it. What about these? I wish I had all the colorations of those because I think there's definitely a more green one.
You'll be playing WoW when I get home after dentist.
Okay. Wait, actually? Yo, those are badass. We can make something with that. That's more troll-based. Those are from Mogashan Vaults. That's more troll-based. And then we have the Heart of Fear. And then we have Siege of Orgrimmar. Yo, that's actually sick. I don't think we're going to find better than those. Because those are arcane, right? Like, those are so arcane. No, we're not. Okay, we're going to go with these. We're going to build the entire transmog off of those. Interesting. That could be pretty cool. Go with like the mask. Ooh, wait. Okay, now we have a theme. Now we have a theme. I'm not showing the tabard. I don't think the tabard's actually going to give us any justice here. Yo, this is sick. We're cooking. We're cooking. We're cooking. Yeah, I did get 3.4k. That's why we're not streaming that anymore. Yeah, we got 3.4k in 18 hours. Am I forgetting the green too much here? That's kind of a vibe. I think I might be forgetting the green too much here. Because I kind of want to go like a black, but Then I gotta tie the green back in somehow. I gotta find something that looks the way that I want it to look in my brain. See if we get lucky. I haven't farmed a lot of cloth items in my day. I'm over here straight telling you guys that, ooh. Wait. But then the gold feels too gaudy, and then the helmet doesn't match. We gotta go back to the helmet. Thank you for that follow, Ipo. Welcome in. If we get to 1,500, guys, I'm gonna bleach my hair. We're only like 30 followers away. So if you're following any of this or you're watching, you're liking, if you watch more than like 30 seconds, you should follow. I do a lot of crazy stuff on stream. And this next week is gonna be insane, and you're gonna want to be a part of that earlier than later, I promise. The candle's perfect if I was a fire mage. That's so funny. Something's gonna be good here. Something's gonna click here in a second, and it's gonna just be so badass. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. I can feel it. See, that ties in the helmet. But then it makes the chest piece look so weird. Do we have a Legion tabard that can make that kind of transition better? No. I mean, that's not bad. Coltyrus' tabard's not bad. That actually kind of ties in better. Do I have like a black and a green? Ooh. Tillers isn't bad. Represent the Tills? Going into season 2? That'd be kind of funny. That's too green. Okay. That vibes. That's a vibe check. Let's just find some good, like, dark gloves that go under. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And then we'll go for, like, a nice tie in the green smoke belt. Something. This is where we're going to get a lot of style points. So we got to make sure we get a good belt here. Really good belt. Ooh. Am I losing the arcane mage too much? That's adventurer. I kind of like the adventurer ones going into the season. I mean, that's the green that matches too. Am I losing arcane mage too much? Did I already lose arcane mage? With the chest. The chest piece isn't doing it anymore. Yeah, but now I kind of want to go more grounded. See, this is why I can't transmog, man, because my ADHD makes me always like go so freaking. I always just like switch my mind up. Like a savage mage? Like an adventuring mage? Get rid of these bracers. Yeah, maybe. Helmet's got to go now. We're going a completely different direction than we were, but I think this is actually going to still say Arcane Mage. Just a different style of Arcane Mage. This is going to be like a D&D mage. I need just like a little magic. Just like a tiny helmet with like... Oh, that's the set that matches the shoulders. Damn. I wish those weren't gold anymore. I wish those were silver. Bro, I wish we could dye oh, shit. We just lost our set. That's why everyone uses the mount. Okay, hold on. Let me get my freaking yak out. Crazy. Drag this down. Go back into that. All right. We were at this helmet. See how quickly I can put it back on. We were at that helmet. We were at these shoulders. I just wish that they were gold or silver. Like, those aren't too bad. That's just going to seem super psychotic, which is kind of fun. We didn't do our cloak yet, so let's get to our cloak afterwards. We were using that tabard. We were using these bracers. We were using these gloves. Just some brown ones, right? Yep. We were using this belt. The traveling... I think it was this one. I think it was that one. And then the chest piece we were using was all the way down. Oh, that kind of says arcane too, with the nice greens. Okay, we've got a second option. If we want to go back more to arcane mage, we can do that one. That's not bad. Tabard's throwing it off now. I really want just like a very simple staff. I think the other staff was too much. Was it too much? It's from the Legion artifact. Like, all these are fine. We are an arcane mage. So the arcane stuff actually like sits. Alright, now let's do our cloak. I need something that's like green up top that transfers into brown. Bright is kind of good. I kind of like that bright. If you're a fire mage, you get a fire backpack. That's kind of cool. Green up top, or maybe just like a backpack. Like a really good one. My hair clips, and we're gonna have to change our skin tones and stuff. I kind of like it. I'm actually vibing. What enchant can we throw on this to make it green? That means I can make any of them like that, actually. Yo! I didn't even see the snake staff. That's a vibe. Can we find something more serpenty? More savage? Ooh. That's kind of fun. That's kind of arcane mage. Just the glasses. That's so epic. The gas mask? That's a little much. Takes me out of the fantasy. Remember, we are going to change our skin tone and stuff too. Ooh, the horns. We could just go like full freaking warlock for a second. The band would look really good with a Draenei. Kind of iconic, actually, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, anything serpenty going on our way back. That's even worth trying. Doo-doo-doo. No, no, no. Not really. Nothing that I like even want to try to lose the progress on the other one. Like, maybe that would look good, but it's gonna clip, right? It makes my head look really small. Because the head's on top of my head, it makes my head look tiny. It's kind of cool, it's just not really the vibe, I think. The green candle comes back. Okay, I think we're actually gonna go with the headband. Is there a cooler green headband somewhere? Surely. No, there's no green headband for the Farstriders? Is that it? That's not bad. That's very Draenei. We're kind of going helmetless, in a sense. Because our only other option was the runes. That's the only other one I like. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and save this. Wait, what? There it goes. Okay, I think that looks great. And then with the mount, let's go change our skin tone and our hair. And our character is fully reset, ready to go in. Then we just have to work on farming up ritual sites and everything else. Where is the barber? In Murder Row, right? It's the barber on Fleet Street, I think. Am I wrong? Hello? Barber? No way they're over here. I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe they're only in the Horde area? Imagine me not searching barbers and acting like I do. Surely I search barbers. Yes. Okay. I think it's a Murder Row, right? Does anyone know where the barber is? In Silvermoon City? Nope. Not in Murder Row. Really? I thought for sure it was there. I'm zooming in just in case. It might be like clouded by other icons. No? Interesting. Alright, time to talk to a guard. Generally after 5 minutes of exploring, if you can't find it, go talk to a guard. Hey, you, do you have a barbershop here? You can't tell me anything? You're not a guard that helps? Alright. Rude. Are you guys guards? Do none of the guards want to tell me where stuff is? Okay, you do. Where's your barber, bro? Allow me to mark it on my map.
Allow me to mark that on your map.
Oh, it's over there. I would have never guessed. I would have definitely thought Murder Row. It makes more sense to kind of be in Murder Row. Could have done a whole Sweeney Todd thing. Alright. I'm thinking like a darker skin tone with like green hair would be really cool. Because we don't have like a... Green sucks. How's that look? Eye color? Let's go for like green. Yeah. Ooh, the black's kind of cool for the void. I should have done that last time. Is there not a, like, there is like a green, like a really pale white. That's like with the fell influence too. No, I think the dark is actually the best. All right, let's go take a look at him in the light. Is my character set up? Where's my weapon? Hello? Do I not have a weapon equipped right now? No, I do. How come I'm not pulling it out? Do you not normally pull out your weapon as a mage? Am I just now noticing that? Hold on. Go to a dummy, please. Why can't I just see it? Has it got that thing that's... You can actually hide it when you're on your character now? What? Where's my weapon, bro? Hold on. Sir? You are visible. Sheath weapon. Hide, ignore slots. No, it's not. It's not. It's definitely... It should be working. Okay. Either way, I guess we didn't need to worry about weapon too much. Arcane mages just like freaking run their own system. Who cares? Who cares, right? Yeah, Arcane was just so bad this season. I cannot wait for the changes next season. Okay. Let us go and figure out if we can do some Haranti or Harandar world quests. Since now we've got some time left on stream. We got about an hour left, so let's spend that last hour grinding up some rares, trying to get some extra mounts, and hopefully finishing up that reputation. We're very close. So if we go over to Harandar, do we have any world quests to do? One world quest. Oh god, that gives 1,000 gold though. That's worth it. Damn. I wonder if I could do the abundance to get reputation there too. And we can try the delve. We'll try all three of those things while we're looking for rares in the whole zone. And let's head on out. Hopefully you guys learned a lot about how to reset your character going into seasons. I think it's very important to go in with like a clean, fresh start. Now my mount's not working. Am I still in combat? There we go. Do you have a back piece on display that's not a cloak? Yes, I do have a backpack. So this backpack, here, let me see if I can move it over. That backpack is technically my cloak. It's got like the green little sleeping bag with the tusks. Then you can't see your weapon. Oh, really? Interesting, Steph. I did not know that. That's actually fine with me. We were struggling to find a good weapon anyways. Even when I'm in combat, you would think that I would like unsheath it, but interesting. No, that's a great point. I've never used the backpacks before, I think. Hopefully we get a mount today. That'd be really cool. Thank you for that. That's great feedback. That was going to drive me crazy. I was going to think that that was a bug forever. Would have made an entire rage video about it, probably. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. So tonight is going to be our last night doing any sort of end game progression for the game. If anyone has any keys, last minute keys that they need to get done, any last minute goals that they want to try to get done, I will be on. I will rally the community for you. So if you want to get a lot of really good players in, try to get some high keys completed that might be your last ones you need, then hang out with us tonight at Monday at 8 Central. It's going to be really fun. All right, so every single zone has a ground mount, and I wish you could eat other people's food. It's just there, man. That's such a waste of a feast. Such a waste of a feast. It's crazy. Let's check our mail real fast. I don't know why we got mail, but we do. Grab a professional tool. Thank you. Auction house. Hey, something from the auction house earlier sold. Nice. Grab our stats. And let's move on. Like, I've got a 15 on this character, so if anyone needs one more 15 or anything like that, then we can maybe work on getting that done for you tonight at 8 Central. I've got the hiccups. So while we're here, we want to be looking out for any rare, because every zone has a ground mount and a flying mount that drops from the rares. Every single rare in the zone has a chance to drop it. See what the sound sounds like. Pretty good. Ooh, we need a lot more mysterious shards too. Mysterious shards are going to be random items that drop off of any mob in Harandar, and if you get 500 of them, you get the Ghost of Anshi mount, which is a great wind serpent looking dragon. I actually think it's the slender, slims, like flying drake with the 4 legs. So it's not necessarily a wind serpent. It might be. I'll have to double check it and look at it, but it's really cool. What are we doing? What is this world quest? Verdant Stalker Sludge? Oh, we have to kill the Verdant Stalkers. I'm being dumb. That's why everyone's over here. Damn, I missed it. Okay. Little community here. That's fine. And see ya. Good night. This is actually a good way. Anytime you see the world quests that are over here, this is a great way to grab some of the resin that you need for the other mount, the chest that's underneath here. Really good way to start farming up some of those crystal shards you need. And it also gives you reputation. All good things. I already have the sap mount, so I'm not going to be doing it again on this character. That would be insane. Pulsing. Any more stalkers? Not that I see. Go back down quick before they kill them all. Go, 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 go. Oof. Close. Ooh, something I haven't read is my tier set. What's my tier set bonus for Arcane? Each arcane charge increases your critical strike chance by 1. The critical strike chance damage of all your arcane spells is increased by 10. So a max of 4% increase on crit. Thank you. That's why it was so weak. The set bonus is dog. Thank you for my 4% crit. That's crazy. That's like taking a... Someone offers you $100 and you go, no, instead, just buy me a burger. Like, no, just take the $100. That's such a cop-out for, like, a really bad class set. It should have set by, like, 5%. So, like, an increase of up to 20%. That'd have been nice.
I do not know if
Okay. That didn't give us a hell of a lot of rep. We need 1,500 more rep. Do we even know? I think I already did the weekly. So let me go check to see if I can do the weekly on this character too and get extra rep. Oop, there's a rare. Mind Rot. We tamed this guy on our hunter. Where are you, buddy? Up there. There you are. Damn, he's far. I landed really far away. Cannot wait to be able to cast arcane missiles while moving next season. Oh my god, that's gonna be so sick. Blasting. Mount? Man, that'd have been sick. Got a new adventure trinket. Okay, that's cool. I don't know if what we're gonna do when we get into season is if we're gonna replace all of our gear with new gear to do a full seasonal reset. It depends on how long we're actually gonna end up streaming after that like-a-thon on Tuesday. If we get a lot of people involved with that and everyone's super interested in the stream, then we'll probably do a seasonal reset where I'll replace all of my gear with new green gear from rares and quests as we get it until every piece of gear has been replaced. So I'd be going in basically completely as a brand new fresh level baby. Because we really only got 3.4k for this character out of like a random bet with some friends, and it worked out. I don't necessarily want to go in with that much gear. I kind of want to do a reset and see if I can do from like fresh to 3.4k and how quickly I can get that done. So I guess we go towards the delve. I don't know if delves actually give reputation when they're in the zone, but we're gonna try. I don't know if the treasure chests do either. We're obviously going to be able to get this done after the season drops too. It's just something I don't want to have to worry about. Maybe the abundance does as well. Let's try both. Let's try the abundance. We got 8 shards of Dun-Dun. Takes 2 minutes. It'll be real fast. Plus that gives us an opportunity to get one last bit of major amount of currency, just in case we didn't have all the items. And
provide offerings at
here we go. And all 8. There's also a lot of people here, so this should be going well.
I will provide you with the appropriate glory.
Never done these on Arcane. That's a lot of orbs. Yeah, look at all the people farming. Hell yeah, that's perfect. Nice! Achievement progress. I haven't finished my abundance achievements. I mean, who has, to be fair? Holy crap. Some of those suck.
Your deeds glorify me. You shall be benevolently rewarded in abundant kind.
And turning those in. See if we get another abundance. Damn, stuff's dying so fast, I can't even get a cast off. This bear is being such a monster, and I love it. What a menace. Grab these up here. And go back. Turn in. We've already turned in like 2k. That's insane. Alright. Hopefully this gives some rep. That'd be really cool if it does. I'm not thinking it's going to, but that'd have been a nice touch. Make them a little bit more worth it to do. Because right now they're just so pointless. You could basically get all of the collectible items from doing your abundance like twice. They totally abandoned this entire system. They're like, yeah, that one was a flop. Sorry, guys. We'll make it super easy so you don't have to worry about it. Same thing they did with like island expeditions in BFA. Took them a while to get there, but eventually island expeditions just became such a joke. Collecting all of this. I still have a minute in here. Holy crap. Talk about maxing out. Wow. Thank you, Mr. Bear Tank. And warrior friend. Let's kill these last two guys. I might have liked the arcane orb system. It just would have been really tough to deal with in high keys because you just don't want to pull extra stuff. Your positioning matters way more in an arcane mage than anywhere else. I guess paladin also kind of has that same issue because those things just go forever and they just pull so much stuff. As a hunter main, I don't like stuff that pulls itself. Rare just spawned. I don't know where. Turn those last bit of coins in and rep. No rep. Absolutely zero rep. Insane. 2000 Amani rep. That helps a lot. Let's double check, make sure that we've purchased everything here. We have not gotten all these collectibles. Already known, already known, already known, already known. Okay, I've changed my mind. We have. I gotta buy this for 3,200. Ooh, there's a couple housing items I've not purchased. So that's gonna be all of my cash if I buy 2 of those. Let's buy this instead. Herbalism 10 is huge. Filled with herbs gathered during the abundance. Yep. You could spend all of your coins on profession stuff later on. Buy some lures. We already have the toy. We already have that toy. Okay, so the only thing we're missing is just these housing items. And we're able to get 2 of them off the board. Next week, we'll be able to get everything. Nice. Perfect. Alright, so is it worth it to do the delve then? Do we think that the delve's going to give any rep? Probably not. If the abundance didn't, surely the delve won't. It is a fast delve though. Let's get that done real fast. What is up? Welcome in, Hypno. Yeah, we are trying to complete just some seasonal end game stuff. We already did a full reset on our character. We know what mounts we're taking into the next season. We went over our talents. We're excited about it. We're going to be live the moment it drops tomorrow morning. Tonight will be our last night to do high-end mythic keys or raid. So we might be setting up something if you guys are interested in either joining either of those activities. Just make sure that you're around during 8 Central Time tonight. Hello. I'm ready. And what is my companion here? Tank? Yeah, that's fine. I'll kill your little goopy.
Try harder next time.
Blasting.
That's the best.
Yeah, they just didn't have any AoE compared to Frost.
No more.
It just felt weird because you always wanted to use arcane missiles, but obviously it's better to use arcane orb. Unless you're like super single target. But next season it's going to be the exact opposite, where arcane orb is just going to be a cooldown. It's not going to be based off the proc. All your procs will be arcane missiles, and arcane missiles will hit everybody. It's such a cool change. I can't wait for it. Like an arcane? I'm going to like arcane next season. Arcane really struggles this season. Let me jump up there real fast. I cannot wait for arcane tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be so fun. We're going to be questing up through it. It's going to be awesome. Look at just much this stuff pulls. You also can use arcane missiles while moving next season, which is huge. Hey Val, you want to get some aggro here? That'd be fantastic. Massive. Last scene. Huge. It still does good damage, and it's definitely kind of fun to play, don't get me wrong.
This was your failure.
With him on mark. Ember Feather.
Speak no more.
Val, you want to grab some aggro here? Val, stop killing the other friggin' random ass mushroom people. Attack the big guy, please. Like, fine, I'll kill that guy. You're good.
This is for you.
Whoa, arcane blast spam, huh? Holy crap, give me a proc one time. That was wild. Any proc, anytime. Not getting any clear casting procs. Still! That's crazy. Arcane blast goes hard.
One moment.
So if we're not going to get rep from this, we already did our weekly dungeon to get rep. We're not going to be able to complete this rep until next week anyways. We'll just have to remember to finish it up then. What we do need to finish up is ritual sites. So after this, we're going to go to Vol and Nagital, and then we'll try to finish up some ritual sites to get some more progress there. Because I think we can spam those.
Try harder next time.
And we could finish it up. It's so funny because like the ball is supposed to be this big hitting ability, but to me, hey, boo.
Catch.
What are you doing? Grab some aggro, please. It just never felt like it hit that hard. Like it just gave you a lot of arcane procs, which was nice, but it's supposed to feel like an Ice Lance in my opinion, where it just like dominates a lot of targets all at one time.
Have you decided what class you're going to main?
Yes, we're going to be playing our Arcane Mage seasonally, but we're going to be also having our Hunter available as well, like for both. So our Hunter is going to go through the campaign after, but the entire first bit of the season and getting our Mythic Zeros done. Until we get our Mythic Zeros done on our Mage, we will be maining our Mage. After we get our first set of Mythic Zeros done on our Mage, the entire world tour, then we'll hop onto our Hunter and get them caught up and start doing the rep grind and stuff on them. It's going to be a really busy week next week, but Arcane Mage will be my seasonal main next season. I'll also be leveling up the Prop Paladin as my third class.
Useful.
And then my fourth will probably be a healer of some sorts, probably Druid or something. We'll see what I end up actually wanting to play. I'm collecting all of these curiosities because one of the other things I need to do as well is level up Val to 50. She's not all the way to 50 yet. Oh, this is the taunting one. Taunting the crowd, baby!
It's already season 2. LOL feels like the expansion just dropped.
I feel a little different. I think that this took a little bit to come out. I've been ready for season 2. But it did go by fairly fast. Like 6 months is a pretty quick time. Because expansion dropped in January, February. So it's been about 6 months. It's a good amount of time. But I am very excited for season 2.
Be quiet.
Could not be more excited. Ah! Okay, blasting.
Speak no more.
Taunt the crowd. She's got it. Honestly, I'm the one that needs to be healed up. Recuperate after this. And we'll taunt the crowd last. Okay, go back to Val. Thought she'd grab that aggro right away, but no, she did not. Always letting me down. What are you doing over there? Girl, please. Stop attacking just the little guys. Attack all of them. You're a bad tank. I'm gonna die from the poison. No! No, 3 seconds. 1 second. Insane. Thank you, Val, so much for tanking. Get off tank. You can't tank for shit. Get on healer or damage or something. Let me just freaking tank it.
Gather yourself.
Crazy. But now she does no damage. She was carrying this delve a second ago.
Don't waste this.
I'm just letting her run through it, actually. Fine, you get to go back to tanking. I surrender, you're a better tank. I'm just a bad DPS. I get it, thank you. Thank you, Val, thank you. I needed the life lesson.
My eyes on you.
Crazy. How to throw being a healer? Was that weaponizing competence right there? That's crazy. She's like, oh, I'm such a bad healer. Been absolutely wild. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be a very fun stream. So we're going to be going live the moment the seasonal content goes live. We'll be live probably an hour before the estimated time and just sitting there waiting for it to pop. The moment it pops, we will be doing... I'll release a little click, like TikTok that says the servers just went live, hop in chat. And we'll be starting a like-a-thon for 37 minutes based off of our 3.4K challenge we did last week. Which means you guys will probably extend the stream for days, which is going to be awesome. But you have to be in chat immediately when it goes off.
Catch.
Last scene. And now we got a bunch of big dudes to clear. I didn't like this version of the delve. This storyline's the worst one. It takes too long. You get all the Nemesis hacks done at the very beginning, so it kind of feels weird. It's gonna like spawn everything. If I was on my mage, this would already be cleared. Or if I was on my frost mage, I mean. Arcane struggles in AoE.
Breathe deep.
Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Girl. Thank you. Appreciate you. Finally.
Be quiet.
Blasting. Blasting. When do you guys cast Arcane Surge? Let me know. Is it only when you're low on mana or whenever you need to for damage? I always save it for when I'm low on mana. I'm gonna die. That was a crazy explosion. Holy smokes.
This is for you.
Like surging now would be huge.
My eyes on you.
Just because I'm surging. Okay, actually, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it, please. Like, I do like that the pulse is big enough to, like, you can see their HPs go down. That's kind of cool. Val's little ghost. Boop, boop. This is not going to give me any rep, is it? I don't think it is, chat. Do not think it is. Unfortunate. But we're getting a lot of experience for Val, which we didn't get her up to max level this season, so that makes sense. We're fine. We're still doing something important. Choo-choo-choo. Spawn this one in.
Be quiet.
Okay. Please grab aggro. Please grab aggro. Please grab aggro.
Be quiet.
Nice. There you go, Val. Alright, I'll kill your ghost when I see it, boo. You're good. You're good for days, I promise. Shit. Just kidding. I'm gonna die. Fuck! Alright. Not until tomorrow. Not until tomorrow. There is a dramatic difference between today and tomorrow for Arcade Mage. You guys will see. I also definitely need a little bit more practice with it, but we'll get that through questing. Let's just finish up this delve quickly.
Try harder next time.
Do.
My eyes.
Not even taking damage on this character. Completely different vibes. Do. So excited. So our goal tomorrow is going to be going through the entire campaign as quickly as possible, getting our weeklies done and started as quickly as possible, starting our fishing mount reputation as quickly as possible, and then getting right into our dungeon spams, because we're going to be replacing our gear with greens from quests and rares as we get it. We're going to have to start off with normal dungeons, and then we'll go into heroics, then we'll go into mythic zeros. Once we finish our first set of mythic zeros, for our mage, we do the whole world tour, then we will swap over to our hunter, and we'll start that same process for our hunter. Hopefully there's some catch-up mechanics and campaign skips and stuff that'll make it easier. But that will be our first goal. We're going to try to get our delves done. Yeah, it'll be awesome. We'll try this nemesis once or twice as well, just to see what that's like.
That's the best.
But the nemesis might be really hard, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'll give it like 20 attempts. Rock City, baby. All right. Do not storm in on the people in Proc City, baby. Just give me no mechanics, please, while I'm procking. Give me the mechanics when I'm not procking. Val as a tank means I get targeted with everything. Okay, just normal dropping. Super chill day today. But kind of like high anxiety as well. Like I'm nervous. I'm nervous and excited for tomorrow. What happens tomorrow? 12.1 drops. Season 1 comes to a close and the new content gets released. The new questing area, all of the patches, the nerfs, the buffs, the class changes, world boss, new dungeons, Mythic Plus pool changes. All that starts tomorrow. It's going to be insane. Our stream's going to go live the moment it is active with a like-a-thon. So make sure that you guys have notifications turned on and are ready to hop in to help out. It's going to be so hype.
One moment.
No rep for Harandar, right? Crazy that doing a Harandar delve doesn't give you any Harandar rep. That was worth a test, though. Alright, fine. Let us go do our ritual sites. That's what we need to do. We need to do our 2 zones, Natural and Vol, and get some more progress on our ritual sites. I'm going to be right back and use the restroom. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. This has been so fun so far. I love these type of chill streams where we reset our character. We talked about what you guys need to do to get prepared for next patch tomorrow. And now we're just playing the game. It's a win-win. It's awesome. Good vibes.
Is Druid getting nerfed?
We can take a look at the patch notes. Is that what you guys want to do? Think about it. Think about if you want me to go through the patch notes and describe what I think is going to be good or not. We can do that too.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and look at the patch notes, huh? Warlock should be really good next season. We're gonna find out which one though. Let's do it together. Let's see if it's actually officially on Blizzard yet. Okay, here we go. Blow this up for everybody. Boom. And boom. Okay. We have the Curse of Ulatech content update notes. This is for August 6th. Tomorrow. Wait, no. Is there patch notes in this? Classes is here. Is it gonna be all the classes? Perfect. Okay, yeah, they're drop downs. That's perfect. Okay. So this was released on August 6th, but this is for the patch notes that's going to come out tomorrow. All right, so we'll go over everything that's coming out, and we'll talk about what you need to prioritize, what you need to focus, and anything that's going to be happening to your class. This is what we'll do for the rest of the stream, because this will probably take like 30 minutes. Hold on. And then I get to farm the ritual sites off stream and just like watch Netflix or something, which is great. We have an explore a new outdoor zone, the Coiled Isle. Definitely going to need a flying mount. It is a very mountainous, very oceanic split island, so you'll be flying around a bunch of times. Continue the story of Zul'Jin as the fog lifts from the island off the east coast of Zul'Aman. We'll join Zul'Jara as she pursues him to bring her brother and others home to Zul'Aman. We'll delve into a long-buried history of the Coiled Isle, learn more about what is locked away and who was left behind. We have Enter the Mountain for new adventures. Undertake a variety of new activities within the mountain of the Coiled Isle as you explore this corrupted ecosystem filled with poisonous waters and venomous foes. Plunge into the vaults of Atal Tech, primed for challenging groups content and rotating public events. Taking part in these public events will ultimately build up to a boss fight. We've heard that before. That's going to be one of the weeklies. Undertake a variety, while in the zone, players will have access to a custom talent tree that will provide different perks of player power along with the quality of life perks. These perks can include things such as something to reduce the potency of the venom found around the island as you explore. This will be borrowed power for the patch. Encounter curse surges and face rare elites. As you adventure through the zones, you'll come across curse surges, which will regularly spawn 5 elites at 5 rotating locations throughout the isle. Killing a rare elite unlocks a venom fishing in that location. You'll also discover a local story with Tortolan sea captain named Toka, gain reputation with his crew, and learn to fish in most cursed waters around the isle. While you're out there in the world and you see this, I would recommend you definitely fish. This reputation is going to take a long time to get done. So if you see a rare elite, kill it, fish up for a little bit until the venom goes away. You're going to thank yourself later when you don't have to grind nearly as much when you're just focusing this. This is also going to be something to do during your normal queue times and your heroic queue times, okay? The curse surges are also part of the weekly reputation grind that you get. You have step into the layers and face the world boss inside. Definitely need to kill the world boss on at least normal or heroic, definitely at least heroic, before reset next week, because it is going to be available, I believe, at the very start, and that's going to give you a mythic raid piece from this boss, opening the vault next week if you kill it on heroic. Introducing layers and evolution of world bosses located in the instance encounters with scaling difficulty up to flexible mythic with 15 to 25 players. These will be found in specific locations similar to delves and will come complete with summoning stone outside of the layer. So you could do this in the group content, the world content, by just clicking world and it'll put you into one that everyone else is able to join, or you can create a group for, or you could just do this on normal, which will be just as easy as the world mode. So this is where like the world boss difficulty fades for me, because getting a pug group that is just going to zerg the boss, you can do that on normal, even heroic, on pretty much any of these one-off boss encounters. So the world boss having that difficulty, I think it's going to be too easy. We'll see how easy it is to kill on heroic with a zerg. Face 3 new bosses in the all new dungeon, Altar of Fangs. These 3 new boss dungeon, this new 3 boss dungeon, Jesus Blizzard, will be available up to Mythic 0 difficulty at the launch of the content update and will join the Mythic Plus rotation once Midnight Season 2 begins a week later. This is going to be one of the Mythic 0 dungeons that we run when we get to the island. Descend into the Venomous Abyss, raid and confront Ulatech. Arriving with the start of Midnight Season 2, players face Ulatech herself in a Venomous Abyss, an ancient powerful creature of hatred, corruption, and venom. Ulatech has been unleashed on Zul'Jin's actions. This new raid dungeon will feature 8 new boss encounters, and you'll ultimately face off against Ulatech as the final boss, and she looks incredible. She looks so good. Zoom in just a bit if I can. I'm not gonna be able to. It's not like a web server that I can zoom in on. These are going to be the 3 new delves. We have the Arena Glory, Gnarldal Island, and then the obvious Nemesis delve to do. Take on 3 new delves. With all these new Nemesis delves, you'll step into the Arena Glory, Gnarldal Island, and the Venomfall Deeps Nemesis delve for new rewards and a little glory. With the start of Midnight Season 2 on August 18th, bountiful delves become available and players will be able to push into the upper tiers to challenge themselves beyond tier 7 and face new Nemesis boss. Get ready for Midnight Season 2. 1 week after the content update goes live, the new season will begin, bringing with it new dungeon rotation for Mythic Plus. A new raid, new PvP season, more prey, and bountiful delves and keys become available. The Mythic Plus dungeon rotation will have an all-new dungeon Altar of Fanes, Murder Row, Den of Nalarak, the Blinding Veil, and Void Scar Arena, all of the dungeons that were available at midnight but not for Season 1. And returning dungeons with design and quality of life updates, Keen's Rest, Ruby Life Pools, and Temple of Setherless. We have stock new prey. With Season 2 begins August 18th, players can begin a Slithering Threat questline as Nightmare Mode returns with 4 new serpent-themed targets and hunts across the Coiled Isle. In Nightmare mode on the Coiled Isle, you'll collect ossified relics to activate a haunted braziers around the zone to summon Ral Kala and defeat him for unique rewards. This is meant to be something you work with other players on. The Season 2 Prey Journey track offers new decor, cosmetics, and mounts. You'll also unlock the ability to collect afflicted and tormented souls from delves, which can accelerate active nightmare hunts and grant additional rewards. Lastly, the Curse of the Isle introduces a permanent nightmare mode that can be toggled on to increase the danger across the Coiled Isle for players looking for an even greater challenge. This nightmare mode, I believe, changes the gear from adventurer to veteran on all of the rares. So it's easily very important to do on alts. It might not be something everyone wants to do, but I am very interested in a harder world mode difficulty that they're trying and testing. So I will be definitely running in on the harder difficulty if I'm able to do so. We have training grounds expanding into the arena, which is really nice. We have housing updates, which allows people to make blueprints, and blueprints let players save their housing creations to swap between and share them with other players. Blueprint codes can be shared cross-region, including China, with other players from them to import as well. Blueprints operate on the entire house, both inside and out, the interior only, the exterior only, or a single room. When importing, a list of all required rooms and decor will be shown, including the budget needed that's missing, and so on, so players know what's about to happen or what they need. Importing will also try to do the right thing for dyed items, using correctly dyed items, potentially dyed items, but not replacing already dyed items, etc. Players can have up to 50 save slots for different layouts, as well as 10 additional ones for autosaves. Autosaves are automatically created when importing a blueprint, so players can easily revert, and players now have an additional house permission called Export that defaults to no one. Other players visiting a house where they're past this permission can choose to import into their own save slots. A reset button has been added that will reset the whole house or just the interior, exterior, or someone's room. Blueprint codes can be linked in chat and inspected there as well, and blueprints can be reported. Welcome your pets into the house. There's going to be these new pet beds that allow you to put up to 100 pets inside and 25 of them outside. Where you place them can be very small and tricky, and you can hide them, and then you can make the pets wander. But I think what most people are going to do is just let them sit in the bed the whole time. It's going to be really cool. Cannot wait for pets to be in the housing. Also, endeavors in your neighborhood. There's 4 new ones. We have the Amani Trolls, we have the Kobolds, we have the Tortolans, and we have the Anhara Centaurs. There's also some additional housing updates where they did a big change to the UI and to dyes. So if you're interested in the housing, go check out more information on Wowhead. Updates to the cooldown manager to allow potions and consumables to be on it, which is really nice. You can now ping your health and your mana starting next season, which is crazy. This is also a really big one. You can link your Discord chat with your guild. So guildmates that are both in Discord and also in the guild. I think this will work for communities as well, but you can basically have one chat that's on your Discord channel, and when people chat in the Discord, it will pop up in the guild chat as well. So people who don't spend a lot of time on Discord or don't spend a lot of time reading guild chat will never miss the conversation, and I think that's really cool. Hopefully they do more stuff like this in the future. Continue the hunt with Xalatath and Eretor, so there's an endgame midnight campaign. We have a new character update for the Earthen. Baseline experience gained from exploring zones has been reduced. Experience gained from exploring low-level zones is no longer reduced. And effectiveness of well-fed gained from ingest minerals has been increased. So you get more benefit from your passive. You get better stats, 30%. So you're actually getting better food than probably every other race. But you are now getting less experience. All right, so here are all of the class changes. This is what you all have been waiting for. Players' health and creature damage has been increased by 25%. Health consumable values have been adjusted to match this new value. This is due for the fact of they were tired of stuff really one-shotting. So this should overall create a more forgiving environment in most World of Warcraft situations. You're not going to get one shot for standing in a cookie, but instead you're still it's going to take 25% longer to get through content now. But you're going to be harder to kill as well. So it's like kind of like an interesting trade-off. You'll have to deal with the mechanics more often and more of them, but they won't kill you as badly, right? All class interrupts will now display a mist visual over the target's head if used while the target was not casting a spell. It will also play a separate sound to represent a mist interrupt. This is intended to help players recognize when an enemies or allies have used their interrupt ability, even if a spell was not interrupted. So it shows when your allies miss interrupts. It really just calls people out, which is kind of dumb. Diminishing return categories will reset after 20 seconds instead of 16, which is kind of nice. That's going to be better in PvP. And in Cursible Attack, we're going to be lowering throughout for major DPS cooldowns for several specs, making the cooldowns less effective and your rotation more effective. So you're less burst heavy and you're less cooldown dependent. So overall, you should feel like a full out class that always deals consistent damage rather than these spikes, highs, and lows. That's what they're trying to change with that. Let's get into Death Knights. I'm gonna need some water. Hold on. All right, so Blood's looking like it's going to be incredibly good at the start of the next season for those that don't know, but let's go into why. Sane Lane, Blood Beast auto attack damage increased by 1400%. Blood Soaked Ground now reduces physical damage taken by 8 instead of being 5. So Sane Lane getting some really nice buffs to the talents. Blood overall, Apex talent, Dance of Midnight has been updated. Damage taken of each active dancing rune weapon has been reduced by 6. It was 4%, so that's a buff. Melee damage increased by 20, buff. Heart Strike by 25. Mara Rand by 50%. Dancing rune weapon now increases parry by 30 and up from 25. Permafrost grants a shield equal to 50 instead of 40. Voracious grants 15% leech instead of 12. Relish and blood healing increased by 25% baseline. Rapid decomposition increases blood plague healing by 85. It was 50. Singularly burst heals you for 18% of the damage. It was 15. Umbilicus Eternus absorbs damage equal to 6 times the damage dealt by blood plague. It was 5. And Preservation of Ebon Blade now reduces damage taken by 4% when consuming Crimson Scourge. The duration has been increased to 10 seconds. It was 6. Bloodshot now also reduces damage taken while Blood Shield is active by 4%. These are all buffs, not one nerf for Blood DK. So your whole class should feel much stronger and survive way better than before. Deathbringer also had some increases, so it could be a little competitive with Sane Lane. 20% across the board for both Reaper's Mark and Exterminate. And then Sane Lane also has some changes where Pact now stores 15 instead of 10% of your damage. Strike damage now has been increased by 25. Visceral Strength now grants 10, down from 12. Minor nerf there. Frenzied Bloodthirst, Death Strike, and Death Coil damage bonus reduced from 5. It was 6. And Blood is Life now accumulates 15%. It was 25. So some minor nerfs to Sane Lane, but we did see the increased damage buff from it earlier on, and some different changes to hero talent. So Blood overall will be a very good tank next season, probably A tier, if not B tier, kind of in the same spot where Brewmaster was this season. Frost. All ability damage reduced by 10%. So we're going to start off with a pretty decent nerf here. Melee damage has been reduced by 20%. Pillar of Frost now increases strength by 20 instead of 30, down from 30. Howling Blast damage increased by 100, so better AoE. Empower Rune Weapon damage increased by 30%, so better procs to get better AoE. Glacial Advance damage increased by 30%. Icy Death Torrent damage increased by 30%. Frost Fever damage increased by 100%. That's a huge dot increase there. Remorseless Winter damage increased by 40%. Frost Scythe damage increased by 20. Frost Strike damage increased by 25. Obliterate damage reduced by 12%, making it less important even though that's your main damage ability. Breath of Sindragosa damage reduced. Frostbane damage reduced. Frostworm's Fury damage reduced. Permafrost grants a shield equal to 35 instead of 30. And some Deathbringer talents all increased, while Rider of the Apocalypse has Whitemane's damage reduced. I think that this overall is going to just level Frost off to be a more consistent spike in damage rather than a giant fluctuating roller coaster. I don't think they're going to be that meta. Probably a B tier, maybe a low A tier, depending on their cooldowns. I don't think that Frost is going to change too much from where it is currently in this season, but that's not necessarily a good thing. It depends on how much that dot damage and that AoE increase is and what that represents in Mythic Plus. I think stronger Mythic Plus, weaker Raid for Frost this season. Are you doing Marksmanship or Hunter on Hunter this season? I'll probably do Marksmanship, yeah. That's what I'm thinking is going to be the best. We'll get to Hunters here shortly. Unholy! They're trying to smooth out the gap cooldowns and also nerf it to the ground. But in their efforts to reduce the gap cooldowns, they have to increase enough of the damage to compensate, so therefore it actually is getting some good buffs. For example, some changes to their reanimation and Apex talents. A lot of changes to their Apex talent. Basically, rank 3 now has been updated. Magus the Dead no longer grants stacking damage to Necrotic Coil and Graveyard, but instead the effectiveness of Petrify activated by Dread Plague has been increased by 100% to compensate. Apex talent Forbidden Knowledge, Necrotic Coil damage reduced by 6 and Graveyard damage has been increased by 17, again increasing the AoE there. Soul Reaper has been updated, no longer consumes charges of Petrify to cast and now consumes 3 lesser ghouls to cast. So Soul Reaper getting a massive change here. This is your big execute, used to absorb dot stacks. Now you're going to actually get rid of your ghouls, and your ghouls being up is actually a major part of your damage. Unholy Aura has been updated for Magus of the Dead, now grant haste buff on spawn for 15 seconds, which is nice. Army of the Dead has been updated. You summon or empower lesser ghouls to form an unholy army for 30 seconds. While active, you command your army through Scourge Strike, executing orders based on nearby enemies instead of summoning lesser ghouls now. Death Order is lesser ghouls strike with you, dealing shadow damage, and Epidemic Order says lesser ghouls erupt in Viscera, dealing AoE damage. Army of the Dead lesser ghouls damage has been reduced by 25%. Menacing Magus now has an additional effect where your Lord of Dread Frostbolts chain to additional targets, increasing AoE. All damage reduced by 3% baseline. Your auto attack damage has been increased. This is something that Blizzard saw overall with most of the Unholy Death Knights this season. They would find themselves AoE, like this is the boss, and they'd be in range because Scourge Strike was ranged. So they're like, guys, you're missing your melee auto attacks. And they're like, yeah, but this actually procs better. Okay, so now they're increasing the melee auto attack damage so that way it incentivizes Unholy to be back into that melee role. They were kind of like this weird hybrid range spec this season. Lesser ghoul damage reduced by 6.5% baseline, which sucks. Epidemic damage has been increased by 54%, again increasing your AoE damage. So that's kind of a theme for Death Knights. More AoE sustainability, especially with blood, but less single target bursting. Leveling off your cooldown rotation to make it more like this. Magus of the Dead damage has been reduced by 15. Petrify damage reduced by 15. Petrify area of effect damage has been increased, so better AoE. Pestilence damage reduced. Inflict Claw damage reduced. Virulent Plague damage has been increased. And then a couple other changes to some cooldowns. Some changes to defensives. Overall, some pretty hefty nerfs there, I think. I do believe it's still going to be very strong in Mythic Plus. Thank you for the heart, me. I appreciate you, Gert. Thank you. I do believe it's going to be good in Mythic Plus. I don't think it's going to be good in Raid. I don't think either of these Death Knights are going to be good in Raid, which means the Death Knight they're going to have to bring will be Blood DK. That's my prediction for the Mythic Plus race. But they might be good in Mythic, or in the Mythic World First race for the Raid. I do believe that they're going to be perfectly fine in Mythic Plus. Demon Hunter, everyone's favorite Devourer. Demon Hunters can now equip daggers, and that's to help Devourer be able to get better best in slot gears because they used just glaives. There was not really a lot of intellect glaives in the game. Daggers will allow them to get a lot of intellect daggers because those mages use them too. Developer notes, we're reducing the scaling of Devourer's mastery while also increasing the damage during Void Metamorphosis to be slightly reduced. It'll be slightly reduced with damage outside of Metamorphosis has been what? This makes no sense. Void Metamorphosis to be slightly reduced while damage outside of Metamorphosis has been significantly increased. That does make sense. All right, we're there. Your meta is not going to matter that much anymore. Mastery Monster Within has been updated. Bonus damage during Void Metamorphosis reduced by 60%. Oof. All about damage increase. All ability damage has been increased baseline by 32. Collapsing Star damage increased by 12. Eradicate damage has been reduced by 6, and secondary target damage reduced by 15. Consume damage increased by 60%. That's good. Baseline, just spamming that. Void Metamorphosis now increases Void Ray damage by 40. It was 67. And Impending Apocalypse now causes Collapsing Star to grant 20 rather than 30 damage. Hungering Slash now properly gives temporarily charge of Vengeful Retreat procs. Okay, a little bug fix there. Annihilator hero talents. Everyone's interested about the hero talent. Otherworldly Focus now increases Collapsing Star and Voidfall Meteor damage against a single target down 5% to 30%. And Final Hour now causes Voidfall bonuses to persist for 6 seconds, down from 8 seconds. Let's buff a broken class to even more broken. Those are all going to be some significant nerfs. So your Metamorphosis is going to feel a lot less powerful. You're going to feel a lot less punchy there. It's going to matter a lot less to be in it, rather than just doing your major rotation and using your Metamorphosis on cooldown probably going into the next season because you just want to get out of it to do more damage.
PvP point of view.
Yeah, I'm worried about PvP here for sure because meta is CCable and controllable. So whenever they hop into it, we know that we can ignore the Devourer outside of that. Them doing a lot more baseline damage outside of meta is going to make them very consistently draining you like a Beastmaster into a massive burst window, and that's going to be kind of tough. I do believe that Devourer is going to be about B tier for Mythic Plus and Raid, and A tier for PvP would be my guess.
Meta, though you have a 0.1 second to see or you're gone.
Exactly. But you're not going to need to worry about Devourer too much because Havoc is going to be what's really crazy here. Havoc goes nutty. Developer notes the following changes to Fury generation are small overall increase, paced more smoothly and relying less heavily on Immolation Aura's talent effects. Demon Blades, Blade Dance and Chaos Strike.
Fire mage bus?
We're going to get some mages here shortly. Blade Dance and Chaos Strike now require equipped Warglaives, axes, swords, and fist weapons. They cannot use daggers. Only Devourer hunters can use the daggers. That's a good note to have, just making sure you know that going into it. New talent, Never Say Die. Damage increased by 3% while above 50%, and Leech is increased by 5% while below 50%, so that's kind of a nice talent. Trail of Ruin has been updated. Damage is now applied immediately rather than as a damage over time effect. And Serrated Glaive has been updated to effect is now buff a Demon Hunter for 12 seconds rather than debuff the enemy target. So it's a lot easier to manage your Serrated Glaive procs, which is going to be really easy to manage your damage. Blade damage or Blade Dance by 6, Death Sweep by 6, Chaos Strike by 6, and Annihilation increased all by 6%. The Hunt damage, if you take that talent, increased damage by 12%. Immolation Aura damage reduced by 8, and Essence Break initial damage increased by 50%. Huge AoE burst there. Burning Hatred now causes Immolation Aura to generate an additional 30 Fury down from 30 Fury down from 40. Demon Blades now generates 10 to 16 Fury per an attack, and Blind Fury now causes Eye Beam to generate 10 to 20 Fury per second. Inertia now increases damage by 12 up from 6. Sorry, inertia now increases damage by 12 for 6 down from 18 for 5. And Inner Demon has moved and is now choice node option with Chaos Theory. Dash of Chaos has also been removed. Big buffs across the board. Not really any surprise there. Havoc was in a really weird spot for all of season 1. I would probably put Havoc as a tier DPS going into season 2, probably high B tier if I had to actually place it. Vengeance, everyone's brand new tank that's gonna kick some ass. This thing's gonna be awesome. Fracture and Soul Cleave now require equipped Warglaive, axes, swords, and fist weapons, cannot use daggers. Sigil of Change is now learned at level 35. It's no longer a talent, so you get Chain's baseline now. Yes, I'm going to say that again, chat. You get Sigil of Chain's baseline now. Every single freaking Vengeance Demon Hunter no longer has to choose that talent. You now get a free brand new talent. And furthermore, Chain's cooldown has been reduced to 60 seconds. Sigil of Chains also no longer replaces Sigil of Misery. You can still have both now. So now you have your Fear and you have your Chains. Sigil of Silence now will replace Sigil of Misery if you'd rather have the Interrupt instead of the Fear. And Improved Sigil of Misery no longer affects Sigil of Chains. Improved Sigil of Misery now reduces the cooldown of Sigil of Silence by 15 seconds when it is selected. All damage increased by 5% baseline. Soul Cleave healing increased by 25%. Fell Devastation healing increased by 25%. Charred Warblades heals you for 5% of the damage instead of 4. Ferality causes you to heal for 10% of the damage instead of 8. Feast of Souls healing increased by 25. Revel in Pain causes 6%. And several talent changes, or several talents have been changed locations due to this massive talent tree change. Chains and Silence alone are going to make you an A tier to an S tier tank in Mythic Plus. Now you're also a lot more healthier. You have the extra 25% baseline HP, and you heal yourself for so much more than you did last season. Vengeance Demon Hunter will be a very meta spec starting this season. I would not be surprised if in the Mythic Plus pool we see a Havoc Demon Hunter or a Vengeance Demon Hunter, but I don't know which one they're going to have to take. They might take a Devourer just because they're still probably going to be very good. Druid! Here we go, everybody. This is one of the ones that some people were waiting for. So we are on to Druid now. Give me a second. I need to catch my breath. That's a lot of reading. I can make this bigger. Hold on. Is that better, chat? For you? I can't zoom in on the actual like patch notes unless I go to the website. And we're doing just fine because I'm reading it anyways, so it's fine. All right, here we go. So Druid changes. We're going to start off with balance, it says. Druid, no matter what, baseline across all of the specs. Matted Fur absorbs 25% more. Heart of Wild Empowered Wild Growth now increases that healing by 25%. And Shred and Cat Form Swipe damage increased by 10% baseline. Didn't miss Hunter yet. Yes, we are not to Hunter yet. We're gonna get there. We're on our third spec. Druid. Balance. Their goal is to help druids not suck. That's what this thing says. It says, hey, our goal for Balanced Druid is for them not to suck. We know that Druid Balance sucked last season. Last season, no one wanted to play Balance, and we didn't know why. And then we reviewed the numbers, and we realized it's because it sucked. So we're going to do a lot of work on the dots and the AoE increase to make sure that it doesn't suck anymore. Have fun playing Balanced Druid next season. Hopefully we did it right. They didn't. It's still in a pretty bad spot, but it's in a better spot than it was. We'll go over it. New passive abilities learned at 42. Stellar Protection. If Moonfire or Sunfire are dispelled, Stellar Flare is applied and you generate 12 astral power immediately. Big change to PvP there. You cannot get rid of Moonfire or Sunfire dots without getting punished for it. Umbral Intensity now increases Wrath and Starfire damage by 12 at all percent of the times. Your Apex talent Ascended Eclipse has been changed to where now it's reducing damage by 10 and 20 of your critical strike and its duration has been increased to 8 seconds, helping you stay alive in PvP more. And Ascended Eclipse also, Solar Bolt has been increased by 27% of Lunar Bolt damage, and Lunar Bolt damage increased by 10. Sorry, Solar by 27, Lunar Bolt by 10. Overall, all damage increased by 8, Moonfire damage increased by 5, Sunfire by 5, Wrath damage increased by 10, Starfire by 20, better AoE, Star Surge by 71, great burst shot there. Starfall damage increased by 4, Shooting Stars damage increased by 10, great passive damage in AoE. Meteorites damage increased by 15%, that's the extra shattering effect for AoE in Starfall. Rejuvenating Healing has been increased by 25, better survivability. Wild Growth and Regrowth also increased by 25. Celestial Fire increases damage of Moonfire, Sunfire, and Shooting Stars by 10, up from 8. Orbit Breaker effectiveness reduced to 50, down from 60. Touch of the Cosmos, chance to trigger Wrath, reduced to 12%, down from 15. And from Starfire, from 15%, down from 20. Total Eclipse, chance to trigger increased to 15 and 30%, up from 10 and 20. Sculpt the Stars and Astral Communion swap talent spots. Sculpt the Stars now reduces Eclipse cooldown by 3 seconds, up from 2. Stellar Amplification is now applied to 1 target only, instead of 3. Orbit Breaker Aura can be tracked in the cooldown manager, and fix some bug issues. Some changes to the hero talents, but not really that much of a difference. You're still going to be a loon. Like, they're trying to nerf a loon, but I think a loon is still going to be the choice, because Keeper of the Grove is getting a massive nerf. So you have Keeper's Might, Haste, and Haste reduced to 6%. Potent Enchantment Haste reduced to 6%. Sylvan Beckoning Dreadfall damage has been increased by 50%, but no one really cares. Spirit of the Thicket increases Starfall damage by 18, up from 12. Dream Burst damage increased to 30%, which is nice. And Power of Nature increases your treant melee damage to 300%, down from 200. I don't know. Keeper of the Grove, Loon's Chosen, both going to need some testing there. I think Keeper of the Grove might actually come over and be stronger in Mythic Plus and PvP, but maybe a Loon's Chosen will be better in Raid. It'll have to be tested. So Boomies, you guys are getting some good love. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I would put you guys at B tier still, but maybe with all that AoE increase, you might scrouge over into A tier. So I'd say a high B tier if I had to actually place you. Feral, also same notes. You guys had really bad AoE, and we realized that sucked, so we're going to fix that. All damage dealt increased by 3%. Rampant Ferocity damage increased by 25%. Saber Jaws damage bonus has been increased to 60 over 50. Focused Frenzy damage has been reduced to 15, down from 20. Rip and Tear damage increased to 20%, up from 15%. Chomp damage increased by 30%. Apex Predator Cravings trigger reduced to 4% of the time. Merciless Claws increase Shred and Swipe by 25, up from 20. Blood Splatter increases Ferocious Bites damage by 8%, was 2, but it maxes out at 6 stacks, so a total of 80% extra damage now from your Ferocious Bites with Blood Splatter. And Taste of Blood increases Ferocious Bites damage by 16, up from 12, and another 8% during Tiger's Fury. It was 12 baseline. So you can get up to 25% stronger Ferocious Bites if you have all of your Blood Splatter stacks and you're in Tiger's Fury. Wow. Rejuvenating Healing and Wild Growth Regrowth all increased by 25%, increasing their survivability. Cooldown Manager now shows Tiger Fury. Merciless Claws and Rampant Ferocity have swapped positions on the talent tree. Big changes to Feral, all buffs across the board. Extremely strong single target increase there. Going to be monsters in Raid with that Ferocious Bite increase in damage. I think that they might still struggle in Mythic Plus. They're going to be really good in PvP. With that Ferocious Bite, oh my gosh, getting just hit by one of those Ferocious Bites with full stacks of both is going to kill you. That's awesome. Good for Feral to get some good love. I'd say S tier in PvP, A tier in Raid, and B tier in Mythic Plus. Guardian Druid, RIP, brother. A lot of changes to their Apex talents because they were so strong, but basically just extra sort of procs here and there. Mastery increase across the board. And then rank 3 is when a spirit is awakened, the cooldown of Thrash and Mangle are reset, and they deal 30% increased damage while the spirit is with you. Each time a spirit attacks, you gather 8 additional rage. And after casting Berserk or Incarnation, gain 1 charge of Wild Guardian. Wild Guardian, of course, makes your next cast of Ravage, Raise, or Maul guaranteed to awaken a spirit. Makes it a little bit more playable. You get a lot more mastery from this. It won't see that much of a survivability difference, but you will see a lot more damage, which is crazy. Guardian already freaking slams damage. All damage has been increased by 8%. Brambles absorbs increased by 25%. After the wildfire healing has been increased by 25%. Lunar beam healing increased by 25%. Lunation reduces Lunar beam's cooldown by 20%. Ursoc's Fury grants absorb for 35% up from 30. Alun's Favorite heals you for 18 up from 15. And Alun's Chosen Boundless Midnight. Lunar beam now causes you to leech 12% up from 10. They're an S tier tanky then, man. Like, this feels dumb. When I think Guardian, oh man, if I needed to do something to help balance Guardian, I didn't think increase their damage and healing. That never came across my brain. This feels so dumb. I would put them at A tier. They're probably going to get nerfed. I would put them at high volatility A tier. So they're going to be good at the start of the season, but they might really get nerfed down the road. Bear is going to be pretty strong next season for sure. Restoration. Man, I'm ripping through this. Hold on. Restoration has a full rework. Okay, so there's a lot of new talents.
They are almost bottom tier.
You think so? Even with these damage increases and healing increases? These are all buffs. Not one of these things is a nerf.
So stick with Bear?
Right? Yes. Am I reading this wrong? There's no way they're bottom tier if every single one of the things in their balance was S tier this season and all they got was buffs. I cannot sit here and justify saying they will be bottom tier like all the other shills when I'm reading the patch notes. I haven't tested it. I haven't tested it, but I'm guessing they're going to be very good. I don't know how they could be weak. It might have to be tested, but this all feels like major buffs. Unless their tier set is incredibly weak. Other classes getting buffed too might not move on ranking. Oh, Jake, that's a good point. So you're saying, like, Guardian is going to stay S tier, or what we consider S tier now, but all of the other tanks are going to go super S tier? Is it going to be a good season for tanks? This is crazy that they're all got buffed. Anyways, moving on to Restoration. Whole rework. I'm not going to dabble too much into the talents here.
Fixed.
I do believe they're going to be highly volatile.
Should I roll a Blood DK instead?
Blood DK is going to be pretty good. I think Blood DK will have less volatility because they want Blood DK to be strong, especially because they nerfed the other two. So I would assume Bear is going to be highly volatile with massive nerfs in the first 2 weeks, and Blood will probably get really good benefits, and they're also sort of fully strong, but people are afraid that Blood's going to get nerfs too. I would wait for like full settling on the first week before you decide what your main's going to be. All right, so we have a new talent, Overgrowth. It just lets you apply extra stuff to basically, you apply every single hot to one target. It helps you save a tank's life. New talent, Flash of Clarity, which allows Omen of Clarity to increase Regrowth's healing by 40%. Cultivation is now available below Flash of Clarity in the talent tree. Innervate has been redesigned to now it generates 25% of the target's mana over 8 seconds rather than causing spells to be free. So it goes back to old school Innervate for Restoration Druids, which feels really good. That feels awesome for Raid. It's not really going to be that useful in Mythic Plus. Druids don't really have that issue with mana as it is, but it's going to be nice to have in Raid for sure. Abundance has been redesigned. While you have at least 5 rejuvenations active, Regrowth's critical strike chance increased by 50%, and mana cost has been reduced. So you're incentivized now, if you use Abundance, to go 5 rejuves out on your whole party, and then you could spam Regrowths, which is what everyone does anyway, but now you're really incentivized to do it. Tranquility has been updated. Old school Tranquility, sorry. It now grows protective roots at your feet, absorbing damage equal to 60% of your health and preventing knockbacks, so it can no longer be interrupted with knockbacks. But it also gives you a 60% shield yourself, so really strong in PvP. Incarnation Tree of Life has been updated. It now casts regrowth on up to 3 nearby injured allies when you initially shapeshift. So great instant, like, oh crap, my friends are dying AoE save now in Mythic Plus. That gives you a huge AoE save. Swift Mend has been updated, where healing has been increased by 40% of the consume. Everbloom rank 3 has been updated. Its heal effect now triggers when you press Swift Mend. Verdant Infusion has been updated. It no longer extends. Germination has been updated. It no longer increases the duration. Ysera's Gift has been updated. If a healing would overheal the druid, the overhealing amount is instead transferred to an ally, which is great. That's the passive you get for just being a healer, Ysera's Gift. Your mastery has been increased by 15%. All spell and ability healing increased by 6% baseline. Wild growth healing increased by 20%, and mana cost increased by 15 to compensate. Verdancy healing increased by 40%. Rejuvenation mana cost reduced by 10%. Regrowth healing reduced by 20%, and mana cost reduced by 10%. Life Bloom mana cost reduced by 20%, and Passing Seasons reduces Nature's Swiftness cooldown by 15 up from 12. Symbiotic Relationship now highlights itself, that's nice. Germination and Verdancy now swap positions, and Nature's Splendor has been removed. All said and done, very good changes for Restoration. This might not be a buff per se, because there's a lot of up and downs here, but what I would say is they're cleaning up the things that they changed back to old school Resto. So Tranquility getting that update, your Swiftmen getting those updates, all those extensions going away. The model for Restoration now, your rotation is not going to be wild growth spamming anymore or regrowth spamming. It's going to be rejuve spamming back to the old school hots, getting rejuve on every single one of your targets, and then using regrowths to just top off people. You're going to use your AoE Incarnation as an AoE massive oh my god cooldown rather than just on cooldown, and you're going to be using Tranquility in spots where you feel safe to do so. You can actually take some damage from cookies when you use Tranquility now, which is going to be nice. Some really good benefits for Mythic Plus there. Great changes to Innervate for Raid. I would say A tier for across the board for Restoration Druids. I think A tier, PvP, PvE, Mythic Plus, and Raid, it's going to do very well. Now that is, you know, maybe there's going to be some nerfs. We shall see. All right, we are on to Evoker. Some changes here, not a lot.
All classes.
Yeah, you could throw Innervate on any class that you want to. No, sorry. It's only, if you mean, I know what you mean. It's just Restoration Druids. No, I don't think.
So will my healer be yelling at me again?
No. I believe that Innervate is just a restoration ability. And they're going to be using it on themselves more than anywhere.
Okay, thanks, smiley face.
No worries. Panacea healing increased by 25%. That's your passive damage increase. That's basically your leech for Evoker. Your hero talents, Scale Commander. Command Squadron's prey damage increased by 40. Maneuverability's damage over time increased by 40, as if Scale Commander already wasn't just super strong. This is going to be baseline for both Evoker and Augmentation. Or Devastation and Augmentation will both have Scale Commander. Getting buffed, it's already the one that you choose. If it's getting buffed, it's probably going to be pretty good. All right, now on to Augmentation. In testing, the major thing that they changed was you actually do heal a lot more now. So you throw out a lot more heals, and you can keep Ebb and Might up 100% of the time. So that's really cool. All ability and pet damage has been increased by 3%. Living Flame healing, Augmentation healing increased by 25%. Verdant Embrace healing increased by 25%. Emerald Blossom healing increased by 25%. Defy Fate healing increased by 25%. And Molten Blood healing increased by 25%. They kind of wanted you to get some extra support abilities in here, so now you don't feel so bad when you cast a Verdant Embrace or an Emerald Blossom to try to save an ally. Now it actually will feel effective with how big of an increase that is. 25% goes a long way. So with those being just free casts that you get to throw out for your group, your Mythic Plus healers will love you. Chrono Warden Double Time has now been updated. Instead, it says the additional stats granted with Ebb and Might Critically Strike now lasts 15 seconds. And Double Time is extended if Ebb and Might reapplies while it is already active. Double Time's functionality with Prescience is unchanged. Scale Commander Wing Leader now reduces the cooldown of Breath of Eons by 1.5 seconds per target struck. forget Chrono Warden. Scale Commander with the 2 buffs is going to be the main hero talent you're still going to choose. And Augmentation is going to be an A tier range damage per second for Mythic Plus. For progression, it is going to be just so good to have. So enjoy Augmentation another time this season. Does Devastation take its place though? Is it going to be better than A tier? We shall see. Apex Talent Redesign. When Dragon Rage ends, Rising Fury persists for 4 seconds per a stack, and Dragon Rage becomes Unbound Flame, a new ability to cast. Unbound Flame may be cast 4 times before Dragon Rage finishes its cooldown. What does this do? Unbound Flame exhale Destructive Flame, critically striking for fire damage to your target and nearby enemies. Damage reduced beyond 5 targets, causes 1 Essence Burst, instacast, and 25-yard ranged. So, thank you for the share, Moonkin. I appreciate you. Thank you. That means a lot, especially your channel. So, how this is going to work now. Dragon Rage is your big 3-minute cooldown, right? When you cast Dragon Rage, you're going to go into your double instant essence bursts. You're going to get your full laser beams, probably a pyre, into another pyre, into your spam, into more pyres. And then when Dragon Rage ends, depending on how many stacks you have, you will get a certain amount of casts of Unbound Flame. Or it will last even longer. The Rising Fury will last even longer. Unbound Flame is going to be a new ability that works very similarly to Fire Burst. You will use your Essence Bursts once you get into where you would cast Living Flame. Instead, now you cast Unbound Flame. That's going to be an instacast, causes an Essence Burst. So basically, your Dragon Rage is going to go Dragon Rage, instacast, 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 Living Flame, instacast, instacast, Living Flame, instacast, instacast. Then you're going to go into your final Essence Burst once it pops. Then you're going to go into Unbound Flame, instacast, Unbound Flame, instacast, Unbound Flame, instacast, Unbound Flame, instacast, before you start casting Living Flame again. Okay? That is going to be such a fun burst damage window that's going to dominate in PvP. It's going to dominate in raid, and it's going to feel really good on those large Mythic Plus pulls. So even though Augmentation is going to be A tier, I do believe Devastation will be S tier, because not only are they getting that good change to their hero talent, their Apex talent, Deep Breath increased by 30%, Pyre damage increased by 10, Disintegrate damage increased by 40, Living Flame damage increased by 50, and healing increased by 25. Verdant Embrace and Emerald Blossom also increased, so to influence you to use those abilities more often for your group. And Shattering Stars are released from Eternity Surge due to, I'm not going to say that word, and are now subject to 40%.
And it's so helpful. Smile.
Oh, of course, no problem. Thank you. Appreciate you, Moonkin. Enjoy the Work and Lurk. Rising Fury has been removed because it is now just a passive you get at the end of your Dragon Rage. Same exact damages to Scale Commander. Wing Leader now reduces the cooldown by 1 second, and they try to change Flame Shaper where twin flame damage and healing reduced. Yeah, they're just making it to where Scale Commander is king. You're going to choose Scale Commander every time. All right, good luck on Devastation. I believe it could be S tier. Hopefully it doesn't get any nerfs, but that burst window with Dragon Rage is going to feel really cool. That's going to feel like a very fun spec. On to Preservation. This is going to be S tier in my opinion. I think Preservation and Resto Druids will dominate the race to world first. We have Apex talent. Meritha's Blessing has been updated. It now increases all healing of Dream Breath by 60. It was 250. So that's a big nerf to Meritha's Blessing, making your Dream Breath feel less important. And Font of Magic has now been updated, also reduces the empower time of Dream Breath and Fire Breath by 20%, so you cast it faster. Dream Breath instant healing reduced by 50%, but Dream Breath periodic healing has been increased by 118%. So it's no longer going to be used as a heal everyone up instantly. It's going to be used more like Tranquility, where you're going to use it and apply a heal over time that will be massive to your whole team. This is going to be really good for raid. Temporal Barrier absorption increased by 30%, great for tanks. Inner Flame increases periodic healing by an additional 50%, down from 60. Spiritual Clarity reduces the cooldown of Dream Breath by 6 seconds, down from 10. Fluttering Seedlings healing is now also increased by Titan's Gift. They fixed a couple bug issues, and then they massively changed Flame Shaper for you. Expended Lunds increases healing of Dream Breath down to 20, down from 30. Conduit and Flame increases critical strike chance by 10%, down from 15. Fulmination Roar causes Fire Breath and Dream Breath to deal their damage 15% more often, down from 20. So those are all nerfs to Flame Shaper because they want you to use the other talent, obviously. They want you to use Chrono Warden when you're on Preservation, which is fair. That's all they're trying to incentivize here. I think that this is going to be really good. So it feels like a lot of those numbers are down, but you would not believe how big that 118% dot is on Dream Breath. So you're going to be using that cooldown now all the time for your AoE healing, and it's going to feel so good in raid, I promise you. Preservation will probably be really strong in single target raids, but not necessarily that good in Mythic Plus until they get a little bit extra damage boost across the board. So until we see that, they're going to be B tier Mythic Plus, A tier in PvP, and S tier in raid is my guess. On to Hunter, everyone's favorite, my second main. Okay. Baseline, Dark Ranger for both specs have Bleak Arrow's damage increased by 300%. Why is my camera like all jacked up today? Hair is like all over the place too. Withering Fire's Black Arrow damage reduced by 40%. That's the extra spread that you got every time you cast Black Arrow. So they're leveling off the consistent passive damage, and they're making Bleak Arrows do a lot more damage. That's your auto attacks during your Withering Fire. And they fix an issue through the eyes that not properly increasing Withering Fire's damage. Good bug fix. All right. Beastmaster, Heart of the Pack has been renamed to Razor Sharp and has been redesigned. Increases the damage of your pet's bite, claw, and smack by 100%. Piercing Fangs has been redesigned. Kill Command critical damage increased by 15%, which is great. Blood Frenzy has been updated. Now reduces Barb Shot's periodic rate increase by 33%, down from 50. So passive AoE damage when your pet's attacking the target goes down. Kill Cleave has been updated. It now means Kill Command will only cleaves 20%, down from 40. Massive AoE nerf there, especially to your dire beasts. Auto shot damage increased by 720%. This also goes in hand with the 300% Bleak Arrows increase that we got from Dark Ranger. Barb shot damage increased by 10%. Kill Command damage increased by 10%. Cobra shot damage increased by 10%. And Beast Cleave now causes your pets to strike nearby enemies for 55% rather than 40%. So all of those numbers feel good, but you're forgetting we're also getting some pretty hefty cooldown nerfs up here. All this means is Beastmaster is going to do a lot more of this than a lot more of this. Because it's going to start strong and stay strong. And before in Mythic Plus, you would always be the climber. Like you would always be getting higher and higher damage, and the longer the fight went on, the more damage you did. So now it's going to level off and do consistent damage, which is going to feel really good, and you're going to feel like you're in control of your damage a lot more. But it will be less damage than what you remember. So the basic attacks, everything like that, that's all going to be consistent damage overall, but yeah, you'll see. It'll feel a little bit better to play, more consistent to play, but it won't be so spiky. You won't rely too much on pack leader anymore, you know what I mean? Darkhound summons can now be tracked on the cooldown manager, which is great. Hog Strider now increases the damage of Cobra Strike by 100, down from 200, and Hoof and Blade now increases bonus of Cobra Shot damage from Hog Strider by 25, down from 50, basically incentivizing you to go to Dark Ranger, especially with these Dark Ranger buffs, giving you a great kill shot addition button to your repertoire and increasing your overall rotation. Marksmanship, everyone's favorite love child that definitely wasn't dog crap last season. It has seen some good love. This says marksmanship was dog, and we know it was, and we're sorry. So here's some cool things to help it feel better. Blizzard. New talent. This is a big one. Unstable trigger. Explosive shot can now be used a second time if used within 3 seconds. explosive shots incorporates any remaining damage from the previous explosive shots on your target. This just basically increases explosive shots damage by 100% baseline. Basically, especially in AoE, because this next thing says it has been redesigned. Fires an explosive shot at your target. Every 1 second for 3 seconds, that target will explode, dealing fire damage to all enemies within 8 yards. Damage reduced beyond 5 targets. Recasting explosive shot incorporates any remaining damage from your previous explosive shots on your target. So this is going to be really good for AoE. It's going to apply a dot that's going to tick. It's going to feel like the old school Cataclysm marksmanship or old school Cataclysm survival hunter, where you tracked your explosive shots. You went explosive shot, and then you went to black arrow, and then you went back to explosive shot, and then you went to arcanes. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to feel a little bit like that. This is all patch stuff that's coming out tomorrow, whenever the patch goes live tomorrow. We have explosive shots visual has been updated. It looks great now. It literally pulses explosive damage. It looks awesome. Explosive tooltip has been updated and now includes contextual notes. Precision detonation has been redesigned. Explosive shot now just lasts for an additional second. This was if you hit a target that had explosive shot with aim shot, it did extra damage. So now all that is, it's just lasting an additional second, but explosive shot only lasts for 3 seconds. So 1 second now makes it 4 seconds, and 4 seconds means that's a 25% increase to the damage of explosive shot. Shrapnel shot renamed to accuracy by volume and has been redesigned. Bullet storm now affects your next 1 aim shots rather than, I believe it was multi-shot. Windrunner quiver now has been redesigned. Rapid fire damage increased by 10%, and rapid fire has a 30% chance to cause the lock and load effect, giving you a free aim shot. Your Apex talent now has been redesigned. Your critical strike damage has been increased by 5 to 10, and your ranged abilities deal extra damage. Your rank 3 of that says Spotter's Mark now increases the damage of your next aim shot, and rapid fire against the target was aim shot only previously. Bullet Storm now has been redesigned. Rapid fire now increases the damage of your next aim shot by 20% every time you cast it. And Death Blow has been updated to where aim shot now has a chance to cause your next aim shot to grant the Death Blow effect, where if you're using Dark Ranger, that means you're going to get a free black arrow. Aspect of the Hydra has been updated. Arcane shot no longer cleaves. That's a smart choice. Now we're going to go back to multi-shot and trick shots. All damage dealt by your abilities has been increased by 5. Auto shot damage increased by almost 800%. Aim shot damage increased by 20%. Rapid fire damage increased by 44%. Arcane shot increased by 38. Steady shot increased by 50. Multi-shot increased by 73. Volley damage increased by 20. Kill shot damage increased by 50. On top of the 300% auto attack increase from Black Ranger or Dark Ranger. Eagle's accuracy now a 1-point talent that increases the damage of aim shot by 5 and 10. Rapid fire by 10, it was 20, so that's kind of a nerf to Eagle's accuracy. Focus aim now reduces the cooldown of aim shot. Small Game Hunter is now a 2-point talent. Aim shot has a new icon, it looks great. I mean, I guess it looks great, it's just cool that it's new. Some talents have changed positions in the talent tree, and then the following talents have been removed. Double tap, which is a huge one that we've had since like Warlords, and headshot had been removed. There's the big one though. Dark Ranger. Increases the damage of your kill shot and black arrow by 10%. Black arrow damage increased by 25. Black arrow direct damage reduced by 40, so just extra AoE dot. Black arrow no longer highlights itself when it's able to be used because it doesn't necessarily want you to use it all the time. Ebon Bowstream now causes Black Arrow to have a chance to cause your next aim shot to grant the Death Blow effect, which also stacks with your up here, right, with your Apex talent, which is crazy. So now you can get a lot more Black Arrows off the whole time, which is going to be huge for AoE. Marksmanship should be S tier next season. They have talked about how they want marksmanship to be in a better spot. No one really played it in that first season. So if you're looking to play Hunter, marksmanship with the Dark Ranger, with the multi-strike talents are going to be really good next season. So start practicing that on your Hunter now to get a good feel for it. All right, survival changes. Kind of weird, but I kind of understand where they're coming from. There's a new talent called Razor's Edge. This is where Raptor Strike and Raptor Swipe and Kill Command all gain increased critical strike chance, and they increase their critical damage dealt. New talent is Bombardier. Grenadier. We'll just call it Grenadier because I know how to say that one. Bombardier or whatever. Wildfire bomb damage, critical strike chance, and critical damage increase, really incentivizing you to maybe not need as much crit this season. You're going to get it baseline, so maybe you go Haste Mastery, which is what I kind of tested. It seemed like Haste Mastery was good. Wildfire Imbuement has been redesigned. Throwing a bomb has a chance to imbue your weapon with flames, causing you and your pet's auto attack to deal extra damage. Grenade Juggler now has been redesigned, where Boomstick increases the cooldown recovery rate of Wildfire Bomb by 60% for 8 seconds. So this means that you can go from your Boomsticks to your grenades. Your grenades reduce the cooldown of your Boomsticks, so your AoE in most situations on most Mystic Plus will really be a rotation of Kill Command, Boomstick, and grenades. You will kind of get out of Raptor sweeping with how much you're going to get these off cooldown. Grenade Juggler is now tracked on the manager. Lunge now increases your agility by 3 up from 2, and an additional 1 for each dual wielding. Wildfire Shells now grants 3 seconds of cooldown reduction up from 2. Primal Surge has been moved up to an easier access location. Fix an issue with Raptor Sweep could not. Fix an issue. Following talents has been removed. Flame Feign Pitch, which made your bombs spread the dot everywhere. And Shower of Blood, which made your pets go into a frenzy whenever you used your grenade. Pack Leader Hogstrider now lasts for 1 minute. It was 20 seconds. That's massive because Hogstrider is a huge amount of your damage. Hogstrider is now canceled when starting a raid encounter or Mythic Plus dungeon, so you can't pull it out early. That makes sense. Overall, Sentinel Open Fire has been redesigned. Fire damage dealt increased by 5, so that ties with all the other wildfire snags. Lethal Barbs has been updated to where auto attacks now have a very high chance to generate 3 focus rather than generating 1, which is so important because when we tested this, we said, wow, I'm actually really running out of focus on my Beastmaster and on my Survival Hunter. And Beastmaster can't go into Sentinel, but they do have a focus issue. But Survival can, and with how much you're getting faster auto attacks, you're getting more auto attacks. They're when you can dual wield and everything else, Sentinel actually probably will be better in Season 2 because you're going to have no focus issues with Lethal Bards. Scout's Virgil no longer increases stealth detection radius while using camouflage, which is awesome. I love that. That makes it so much easier to use in Mythic Plus. Moon's Blessing now grants 6 seconds over 4, and Sentinel's Mark duration increased to 16 over 12. Easier to use Sentinel across the board. Survival is going to be probably A tier. I think that all 3 Hunter specs are going to be in a decent spot. Beastmaster will probably be B tier to A tier. Survival will probably be B tier to A tier. And Marksmanship will probably be S tier, depending on how the nerfs go starting on Tuesday. All right, we are moving on into Mage. We've got Mage, Monk, Paladin, Priest, Rogue, Shaman, Warlock, and Warrior. We do have to stream for an hour tomorrow beforehand. So I think I kind of want to read some of the patch notes tomorrow as well. So how many do I want to leave myself? Because we've been streaming for 2.5 hours. That was 1 hour itself. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we do just Mage now, massive changes to Arcane, Fire, and Frost don't really get any. So we could talk about Arcane the whole time, which is going to be nice. Yeah, we'll go over Arcane now. No, because I'm going to be playing Arcane tomorrow morning, so I think it'll be fun to do Arcane. Okay, we'll read the rest of these tomorrow morning. I've got to wrap this stream up and edit some videos and get ready for tonight's stream. So we're going to go ahead and do that and back out of here. I will read the rest of these patch notes from Mage down tomorrow morning before we actually go live. Or we'll go live, but it'll be before the servers go live. So check that out. Make sure notifications are turned on. That's going to be it for today's stream because I got some work I got to do. But I appreciate you guys all being here. Thank you for watching this one. Until the next time I see you guys, play smart, play with your heart, always red nose. All right, I'll catch you guys later tonight. All right, that's it now. Bye. Stream's over. Bye, 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 everybody.